right, we're broadcasting again. I'm going to try that. I don't know what is up with tonight. First, I'm going to delete this. Next. Save that. Open that. All right, that should do it. Hop back over. All right. We're back, guys. We're back. I don't know what happened there. All right. Hello, folks. How we doing? Hold on, let me text my buddies so that they know that we're live, because they may not know. Because I'll bet they saw the stream die and thought, oh, it's not happening. All right. I just let them know. Okay. And don't mind the sound of water running. That is Lark washing dishes.
I'm adulting.
It's never any fun. All right. Well, let's not waste any time and get right into the fun stuff. So let's do it. So for those of you wondering what we're doing For Honor again, I was at a discipleship group tonight, like kind of a Bible study with me and 3 other guys. Awesome guys, by the way. Really enjoyed spending time with them. And I told them that I stream, and they asked me what I stream normally and what games I play. I told them Persona on Thursdays, on Friday I play For Honor, and they said that, wow, that's really cool. And they were like, that's really neat. Can we see that played? And I said, sure, we can do that tonight. So I decided that we would do For Honor tonight in honor of them coming to check out the stream. So it's going to be a fun night. Going to be a lot of fun, I believe. So let's go ahead and kick things off with... Who to go? We got 2 samurai on our team. I feel bad if I didn't help them out. Let's go Nobushi. I'm feeling Nobushi right now. All right. Let's check chat. If they were here, welcome. Yeah, guys. Glad to have them here. Their names are Dimitri and Brendan. All right. Hey, Raven, I wanted to comment on the last stream, but I can now. The last fight in chat with Kensei, completely my fault. I asked him, I shouldn't have. It sped out of control and got messy. You're not at fault about that, dude.
It was going to happen regardless.
Here's the thing. There are people out there who just want to start crap. They want to look for a chance to start crap, and that was his chance. All he had, what he could have done is when you asked, he could have just answered without saying a thing to me. He could have just answered your question without saying a thing to me. Instead, he wanted to keep letting me know, hey, Raven, I'm answering his question. He didn't need to do that. He was letting me know to try and make me salty. And honestly, it didn't make me salty. I was just too exhausted to care. Medieval combat! Okay, I couldn't tell if you were referencing Mortal Kombat or if you were referencing Yu-Gi-Oh! At first. Because it's time to duel! Ever notice that anytime he does that in the opening, it's always the winged dragon guarding the fortress he throws down? I'm kind of like, dude, you couldn't throw down a more baller card than the winged dragon?
Summon Skull doesn't get enough love.
Summon Skull needs some love, man. How about Dark Magician Girl?
Oh no, trust me. I am not concerned about
We are all throwing down the Dark Magician Girl. Lark, that look he just gave me. I was referencing Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I know now, but when you were going the do thing, I was like, is that Yu-Gi-Oh? Have you played Mortal Kombat 1 yet? No, and I probably won't, because I'm not that big a fan of Mortal Kombat. Raven, it was 4Kids opening. What did you expect? That is true, but to be fair, the 4Kids opening of Yu-Gi-Oh was actually tight.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is unfortunate, sir. Again, this is unfortunate, sir. Nobushi for the win. Thank you, Shinobi. Your help was much appreciated. All right. I ain't gonna stay for this one. The last one is a blast, and I'm good till next week. I'm sorry, man, but all right. I will see you next week then. Actually, you may want to come back Monday, because Monday I may be doing the Mass Effect stream to make up for tonight. What was up with the last stream? It just, for one thing, I was tired, and for another thing, had some issues. Oh crap. Crap. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Let me say hi real quick before I go to the store. Okay, Zach, have fun at the store. What was up with the last? Oh, I already answered that. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, what would Raven and Lork's fatalities be? I don't even know. I haven't thought about that. Dog, stop whimpering. Yeah, the dog's over here whimpering his butt off. In the 4Kids One Piece opening, good or bad in comparison to the anime opening? The 4Kids opening is garbage. The 4Kids opening of One Piece is absolute garbage. Got him. Pirate down. Hey Raven, what was your first time playing a Mortal Kombat game? I played Mortal Kombat 11. That was the first Mortal Kombat game I ever played. And it was okay. I just couldn't really follow it. And I'm not good at those kind of side-scroller fighting games. Dog, if you don't stop whining, I'm going to give you something to whine about. I'll stop the game and put you in the pen. Stop? No. No, stop. Hey, Conk. I'm being double teamed. I need help. Come on. How'd you pull that revenge? Where'd that revenge come from? What? How the hell did that happen? That is crazy. He just pulled that revenge out of nowhere. Hey Raven, how's your day? It's all right. I took a nap earlier. Felt pretty good. Dog, cut it out. Raven, I can't join the stream. My internet is garbage. Have a good one. Okay, man. See you next time, then. Where's the enemy? Where's the enemy going? I'll go where they're going. They're going to sea. I'm there. Dog, stop your whining or you're going in the pen. Just saying, man. Crap! I ate it.
Doggo wants head pats.
No, he doesn't want head pat. He wants attention is what he wants.
He wants attention, but the thing is, if you touch him too much, he isn't happy. If you don't give him enough attention, he whines. Basically, he enjoys whining more than any other activity.
If the dog is whining at that age, it's probably hurt or something. He's not hurt. He's fine. He just wants attention.
He's spoiled.
The problem with this dog is he's been spoiled rotten and he's not used to being ignored. He belonged to my grandparents. They can't take care of him anymore because one passed away and the other's too old and can't. So my parents took him in. He annoys the hell out of them. Now they're out of town for a few weeks, so they dropped him off with us. And he's not used to the area, and he wants us to give him attention, and we can't give him attention all the time.
So what you're saying is a cat and dog form? Essentially, he actually sounds a bit like a cat, too.
Oh, Dimitri's here. Dimitri, what's your name, bro? Because I can't see.
I'm not sure he's dropped a chat yet. Right.
Dimitri, there he is. Dude, after Bible study this morning, a nap was necessary. Agreed, Dimitri, agreed. I had to wait. I was so tired this morning. I'm so tired this morning.
It's also Jacko the Dragon's birthday.
It's your birthday, Draco the Dragon? That's awesome, man. Happy birthday. Well, glad to have Dimitri on. That is awesome. For those who do not know, Dimitri is one of my buddies from Bible study. Great guy. Really enjoyed today's study, man. That was excellent. Dimitri, did you finish the article that we had to read? Because I did get to read it. I just haven't finished writing down all my answers yet. All right. This time, we went Nobushi last time. Let's go... Ooh, who to go? Let's go Magi this time.
Everybody loves Magi. Y'all retaking the Holy Land?
We're working on it.
You know, and our off days.
And hey, Aaron, glad you're here. Hey, Raven, what heroes do you now play the most and why? Do you know playing the most and why? I play Warden the most just because I like Warden, but I play everyone. So. No, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Hey, that's fair. That's fair, man.
No judgments.
Can you play Ocelotl next match? Sure. I can do Ocelotl next. Ocelotl. All right, let's go to A. Spider-Man 2 looks really good from what I've seen. Spider-Man 2? Do you mean the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, or do you mean...
It means the game.
Oh. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to play it because I'm worried that they're just going to make Miles Morales the main character and they're going to undercut Peter. And I've said my piece on why I'm not a big fan of Miles Morales. I prefer Peter Parker. Always have. He is the true Spider-Man to me.
He's Scooter-Man. How many colors do you think were a stack rack ornament? I guess. I don't really keep track of
I don't keep track of who wears what ornament.
You gotta focus on your own drip before you start worrying about others.
Crap. I wasn't going to beat all three of them, and that Kyochin was over there spinning to try to get off of me on a outer hit. What's wrong with Miles? Yeah, Dimitri hasn't been here to hear me say this, so I'll explain. I'm not a big fan of Miles Morales just because his whole existence comes down to him just being a token. You know, when the comic creators created Miles, they straight up said they wanted to create a biracial Spider-Man. And if you look at Miles Morales when he was originally created, that's all he was. He had a very similar backstory. He was a super genius. He had lost a family member, became Spider-Man, and they just kind of took off from there. And to me, I'm like, I wanted something better. I don't like the idea of replacing who Peter Parker was just to create a diversity character. I know that he's had some good media.
Like the movies have been good. And even in the first Spider-Man game, I didn't think they did bad with him. But I don't know. We're just the biggest fear we have with Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales is that they're going to make Peter hang up the mask after Miles saves him. They're basically saying, you take over. I'm like, no, both of them should be in operation. For Honor Machinimas?
Crap.
Nope, we have not.
Anyway, very nice stall. Yeah, I did slow him down. I'll give you that. Plot is definitely revolving around Peter in this game. It is because of the Venom thing, though. My fear is that they're going to have Peter give in to Venom, and Miles is going to be the one that saves him, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't mind if he saves.
I just don't want Peter to stay the villain, you know? They can't do that.
I want to hang up the mask after.
They can't do that to me. Peter's my boy. I grew up with Peter Parker.
The problem is they just treat Peter so poorly. There's like 4 Spider people in operation in the comics. There's technically more thanks to the Spider-Verse going on. And I really only try and keep track of Peter. Let's see. Did you hear what happened with the Unity engine?
What's the Unity engine?
It's a game-making engine, and basically what happened is Unity is pulling Wizards of the Coast, and they were like changing, like they let the things.
Ooh, 3K, baby, 3K.
They let their engine basically be open source, and so a lot of people have been using it. The problem with that though is now they're changing rules, saying like, hey, if you get over this many downloads, we start taking part of the money you've earned. And so a lot of people are getting very mad with them because they're screwing over a lot of the indie developers that were using the Unity engine. And I wanted to not make Mysterio a joke in Spider-Man 2. He was great in Far From Home for me. Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't think there's been a villain they did in the Spider-Man.
What the heck? Where was the animation? What's his latency? Because I didn't see the animation of him starting the over-the-top heavy until it landed. What's his latency? It's 48. It's not that high. Why did I not see that? I want to know how that Shinobi landed his top heavy. Anyway, I told you you're getting better. Sometimes I'm just lucky, man. Lovely, a lag switching Shinobi. Hey, it happened before. Do you remember that night we did the Hitakiri event?
Is it the same guy?
Is it? I don't know. Can't be the same guy. Oh, maybe it's the Ocelotl whose lag is messing us up because it just spiked to 100 for a second.
And not even intentional. Go for Future For Honor Fridays. Take a nap before the stream. Hey, man, whatever works.
Whoa, plague be upon ye!
Exactly. The report could be that Gooby servers not being 100%. Gooby messing up their servers? Well, wonders never cease.
Medjai, even though they nerfed Medjai, he's still an absolute beast.
Oh, what are you whining about now? What do you guys think of Raymond? Raymond? What do you mean, like Raymond raving rabbits or something?
Ooh, good move. crap, he chased me. I hate that. God. Oh, well. Anyway, what? Ubisoft messing things up. Next, you'll tell me something really outlandish, like the sun rising in these, or the water is wet. I know, right? It's so terrible.
Which Outlander has the best representation to you?
What do you mean representation? Like they have the best placement? Because in that case, I would say either pirate or Magi. Because think about it, what has Ephira done since showing up?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by like representation within the lore. Like, what do you mean? You did? Would you leave out the Chimera Horcrux? Okay, so I don't think Horcrux and Chimera like could need to be left out entirely. But the problem is they don't even have Horcrux and Chimera anymore. It's just Horcrux. So it's not a matter of it shouldn't be there. It's a matter of they aren't executing it properly.
And we win.
Voila.
In the name of Egypt, and for the true Pharaoh.
Ready? No.
Hey Raven, what's your favorite hero in For Honor? Man, I gotta give it to either Lawbringer or Warden. I just love their design so much.
It's hard to mess with the classics. I shan't lie to you. We shan't. We simply shan't.
Hey Raven, what's your idea for a Roman faction in For Honor? It seemed very interesting in a video. I'll probably make a video about that. I mean, I could totally do that. That'd be fun. Hey Raven, are you doing a For Honor Sunday stream? No, I'm doing one special tonight because I have two friends watching tonight and they asked if they could see For Honor, so I decided to do it. I don't mind doing it.
Are we showing them honor?
For Honor.
Okay, good.
And I was given the request to do Ocelotl next, so I will do Ocelotl. I know Dimitri's here. I wonder if Brendan made it, or is he still out hunting? Brendan said that he was going hunting this afternoon. He says that he hasn't killed anything yet.
This season, or just in general?
In general.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
Anyway, let's see. Man, I'm so excited for a TTRPG game I have played since the Halo universe. TTRPG? Oh.
Tabletop RPG.
Oh. Raven, which faction do you think has the best designed heroes? Knights! I would say Knights. And I was asked to play Ocelotl, so let's go Ocelotl. Let's go Aztec. I really love Pirate. Mind playing that if you can. Man, everyone wants me to play the Outlanders tonight.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, I can play Pirate after Ocelotl, but I did get asked to play Ocelotl next, so that's what I'm doing. Hey Raven, what do you think is the most deadly weapon in the medieval era? Plague. And yeah, you think I'm joking, I'm not, because medieval armies would launch dead bodies and pig heads and stuff over walls to spread disease, and that could be a bigger killer during a siege than anything else. But if you mean like an actual melee weapon, usually stuff like pole arms were usually the deadliest.
Hours.
Hey Raven, I think it's time I came clean about my quirky personality. Truth is I have high functioning autism.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for coming clean, I guess.
Raven, I play the character with the best lore after Pirate. With the best lore? Whew. I don't even know if any characters have that good a lore. Excuse me. Battletech or Gundam, which mech genre do Raven and Lork like? We're not that big fan of mechs, honestly.
The Titans.
The Titans from Warhammer?
Yes.
Yes, Warhammer Titans, my boy.
Not that I have anything against Battlemech. I appreciate those prices. I just haven't gotten into it yet.
Boy! Love me some Battlemech Titans. Oh, look, the dog finally calmed down.
About bloody time.
Well, he realized we weren't going to give him attention, so.
Are you paying attention to me now? Whatever.
I was going to say, if you asked a Mongol, they'd say, my weapon of choice. Ha, sickness, my friend.
Plague, you want it? It's yours.
Today is Saturday, is it not? Yes, we're doing this for my friends. Crippling vibes. Hey, Raven, question. Have you gotten any of the hero skins? I've gotten all the hero skins. Because I make it a point to collect all the hero skins so I can talk about their lore. So I've got all the hero skins. When was the last time For Honor has had an actual event? I thought when this season draped there would be an event mode like that. They showcased the Wooland Duel map, but I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do an event. Well, actually, you know what? You know what it is? You know what it is? They're probably waiting to do an event game mode for the Halloween thing. They're probably waiting for Halloween. So, second half of the season, we'll probably get a new game mode.
Yep.
That's why I got offended when you compared autism to evil. I did no such thing, Kensei. I did not compare the two to evil. I was using an example to help explain the issue of evil. I was not saying autism is evil. I was saying this is an example case of the problem of evil's argument. You wanted the problem here is, man, you wanted to be offended, so you got offended.
Good. Raven, if you could design a hero for the Outlanders, who would it be?
Rajput.
Definitely Rajput.
Ooh, got him. Sweet. With low health, no less. The key with Chugoki, I find, is they don't like to dodge. They don't like to dodge, and if they do dodge, it's always so that they can set up for a headbutt. Oh crap, I'm about to die.
Chugoki is very much vulnerable to rush heroes. Oh, she's a Maori. That's another popular option.
Yeah, but wouldn't Maori be too similar to Aztec?
Perhaps some graphic design.
Good kill.
Good kill, but you know the spill.
Pull back! Pull back! Crap, he killed me. Hey, I'm alive! Well, technically I'm a ghost. The ghost! I'm gonna go heal up an A.
What's your favorite season in For Honor?
I love the Jorogumo season. I'm sorry, that was so good. That was such a good season.
That was fun.
That was such a baller season. I still remember everything about it. Every other season that we've had, I kind of remember tidbits, but that's when I'm like, oh, yes.
That's what it all ended up. Hearing Ad Mortem echo it makes it sound so much cooler. Javelin fishbone hook weapon would be unique. Okay, if you want with that one, yeah. But they probably want to use some of their other weapons, but I guess that's now, thanks to recent pop culture, that's become more well known in the public consciousness.
Thank you. Crap. At least I'm holding the line. Love isn't always on time. Raven Knight, if you and Lark had to fight For Honor Hero together, which one would you guys fight? The one we could beat. And no, I don't know which one that would be.
Dominic.
Dominic! Show yourself! Dominic! Apparently the voice actor who's playing Dominic is going to be in Avatar Legends of Pandora or whatever it's called.
He's in everything.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, Dominic, come on, you can do better than this.
I don't think the man will turn down a decent sized paycheck.
I mean, I wouldn't. Crap. Oh well, I made him work for it.
There you go, so I can ask.
Whoa! That was a good kill. I'm not even mad. That was good.
Even in a battle royale between all heroes, who would you think you could come out victorious, Lawbringer not included? Oh, if they just all started fighting, if Lawbringer wasn't involved, who would win?
Warden or Warmonger, probably. I can kind of respect Dominic. Hey, I did that whole video on him. Princess Mononoke was a better movie than Avatar. I think it was better in terms of its theme, but I mean, I can't diss Avatar for its quality.
Yeah.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I'll probably end up playing it just because it looks like a really creative hybrid of Far Cry and Horizon Zero Dawn. Because I love the gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn, even if I do hate Aloy as a character. So I'm hoping that this, being a character customization thing, I'll be like, ooh, I can finally design my own Navi and fly around. And I saw that you can shoot RPGs, and that's kind of metal, so I'll take that.
Yeah, but until they let me play as the humans, I ain't gonna touch it.
What the? Oh. Goki, you probably should have saved that third feat for later. Whoa! That worked in his favor.
Well, this might get our rant out. Why do you hate Aloy? Get ready for this.
Let me deal with this Shugoki.
Well, strap yourselves in, boys. This is quite the tale.
What? I went for the parry! Anyway, why do I hate Aloy? Aloy is an annoying Mary Sue. Aloy is this absolute witch, okay? The problem with Aloy is you're living in a post-apocalyptic world. The world has devolved into tribalistic society, right? And yet she wants to do everything herself. She undercuts everyone who has a different opinion from her. Even when people offer to help, she just kind of abandons them. She talks down to literally everyone. She acts like she knows everything. There. There, he's dead.
Yes, the new Frog faction, the Brotherhood of Steel.
But yeah, Aloy is a Mary Sue. She's very annoying. She talks down to everybody. She's just a girl power syndrome. And I wouldn't mind so much if she was, and this is going to sound awful, but she's one of the ugly girl characters that I've seen. Like, come on.
It's not even that she's that unattractive. It's that everybody she meets and helps out worships the ground she walks on.
Yep, everyone loves her for some reason.
Everyone loves her, and her DNA is apparently so special because
she's the clone of the savior of the world.
And on top of that, she is so condescending to everybody that doesn't understand. Like literally, there's a point in the game where she figures out where all this comes from, how the world got restarted after the apocalypse. So she's got she's ahead of everybody. Then she goes back to her tribe, and she's just disgusted with them and how they have superstitious beliefs over old technology. It's like, they didn't know any better. And instead of just going, hey, it's not like that, you just go, oh, primitives. It's like, you were like that not 3 minutes ago. Chill out.
She just talks down to everyone. She talks down to everyone, treats everyone like they're lesser than her. And anytime someone tries to help her, she just ditches them. Hey, when did you start playing For Honor? Day one, man. Day one.
So, Valentine's Day 2017.
Raven, what do you think each of the factions lack in character design? Well, the Wulin need a Xi'an sword.
That's the truth.
Come on, guys, let's go get them.
You can do it.
Who is Aloy? She's the main character in the Horizon Zero series. So you threw your catapult on us. Really, Chief? Okay. What? I hate it. They just decided to camp out and see and try to hold out as long as they can. It's the best they can do.
Understandable. Black Pride should have gotten a spear. That would have been
interesting.
I'm afraid that they would have considered that a little too close to the Valkyrie. What would there be like? I spaced out for a few moments on how the Aloy conversation started. Someone just brought up Aloy.
Someone brought it up.
And that's typically how it starts.
I get the feeling they might not like me very much. We've got 1626 points. Oh my gosh. There we go. Should I take that as a yes? Yes, Ken say you can take it as a yes. Hold on.
What is the most successful empire, longest living, had many conquered, and were overall successful?
The Emperor of Man.
Rome.
Rome, yeah. Rome is probably the right answer.
Everybody likes Rome, except for all the people that conquered. But we don't need to get into that.
Ah, yes.
Indeed.
Enemy team gangs up 3-1 and calls an artillery raven. I don't think they like me very much.
I may not be, an empath, but I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna take a wild stab at this one.
Launch artillery strike on him. Okay, you're being real rude right now.
You are just really not being nice people right now.
I'm straight up not having a good time.
We are not #winning right now.
I'd like to play a quick match with you.
We're kind of already deep into the game tonight, man. I don't mind you friending me, but might not be able to join tonight.
Raven, would you like the new Viking hero to be a tomboy or a mature woman?
Oh, let's go mature woman. I want a Viking mommy. Anyway, Avatar lacked PM's nuance. Okay. All right. I was asked for pirate. Next. Yep. Raven, I don't know if you've given your stance on this, but thoughts on the One Piece live action? I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, the One Piece live action. I have not watched it, and I have absolutely no desire to watch it, and I'll tell you why. I have heard people say, Raven, you need to watch it. It's so terrible. It's absolutely so god-awful. You just need to see it. But then I've also heard people say, Raven, you got to watch it. It's better than we expected. It's actually really good. We really enjoyed it. And I don't know which one's right. I'm willing to lean on the fact that it's probably better than I thought it would be, but here's the reality. I love One Piece. I love it too much to watch this. Why? Because I would watch it and I would just go, no, that's not like the original. No, that was so much better in the original. God, why does Luffy have that accent? He shouldn't have that accent. Like, I would watch it and I would just start judging it. I would start nitpicking every little detail. And in doing so, I would end up ruining the experience for myself. And I would be way too unfair on the show. And it's not because the show did anything necessarily bad. It's because I am too much in love with the original series. I love One Piece. I love the manga. I love the anime. It's a very big part of my childhood. It's one of those anime that I can always go back to and rewatch over and over and over again because I just absolutely adore it. I don't want to watch this and here's the thing. It's not that the show would ruin One Piece for me. It's that I would ruin the show. Because someone would say, hey, Raven, what did you think of it? And I'd say, I did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. And they'll go, well, did you like it? Yeah, I liked it, but it still did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. So I just can't bring myself to watch it. I just can't. And I know you might say, wow, what a cop-out, Raven. Sorry, it wouldn't be fair to the show. It just would not be fair to the show. Right, Lark?
Correct, I think.
I'm legit in your match. I'm Bernanners. Oh, sweet. Are you on my team? Yeah, you're on my team. Sweet. It's awesome, man. Oh, looks like C's under attack. Good dodge from that JJ. Nope.
I feel like Ubi has run out of hero ideas for the Knights. I'm not sure if they have.
No, they probably haven't, but people have been getting so mad at them for making so many Knight characters. I'm sure they're kind of like, let's take a break.
Yeah. And just finished watching The Dominate, if that's how it's spelled, and I loved it. Looked so deeply into the character lore. Genuinely gives us such a good video.
Hey, no problem. I'm really glad to have made that.
Aha!
I'll pick this guy up.
You raise me up.
So I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Oh, that's a cease and desist order immediately.
Ah, well,
Sounds about
it was
right.
bound to happen. All right, get the hell out of here. It's over. No, you don't.
You always say you don't like the last few seasons because they lack nuance among other things.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that, too.
Crap, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah. Anyway, you always say that you don't like lots of people because they lack nuance among us. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't like they lack nuance. I agree. I said that. I would agree. Next up in American Idol, Raven Knight. And next to leave American Idol, Raven Knight. Do you think there should be a Pharaoh's guard here with a straw sickle and a straw shield? No. I think we got all we're going to get from the Egyptians, and I think I'm good with that. If we get another African hero, let it be from like the Zulus or the Zande or yeah, folks like them. Like, let's get some other African heroes besides the Egyptian. Ooh, good move there. Wow! Oh crap! I didn't stand a chance. Raven, your singing voice is not as bad as you think. Believe me, I'm my own worst critic on a lot of things. Singing is one of them.
Yeah. The issue is like on American Idol, you're gonna get the people that are like mediocre and rising up from there to all levels, but we're not gonna be able to stand against the people that have actually been training vocally for years.
Play DVD? I can't. That would end the stream. If y'all want me to do a DVD stream, I can make time.
Is nuance nougat? I mean, I guess we could try it. Hard enough. Will you stream tomorrow? We'll see.
We'll see. Crap. Crap! I couldn't do anything.
Crap baskets.
Raven, what is Persona 5? It's a video game I play on Thursdays, but that's not important right now. You should use Warmonger. I don't have Warmonger, and I was asked to play Pirate. Raven, do you like the new weapon sets? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Make time, please, to play DVD. Okay, sure.
Another time.
Let me know in Discord or something that when you'd like me to play it, and I'll make time. But I've got a schedule.
Oh, you want us to stream it too? Man, that's a lot. I mean, we have done DVD streaming before.
Ooh! Didn't pull that revenge in time, sweetie. I know that feel. Been there, been there. Anyway, you're dead now.
I diagnose you with the dead.
Alright. Go turn B around.
Gion D should have gotten a Gion, and the Dow should have gone to a blue spirit-inspired blue K assassin.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. What Tiandi has is fine. We just need a new hero with the Gion.
Yep, that'll do it. Everyone, I just wanted to know, how's your big on sport? We're doing all right. So when was the era of Chinese piracy again? Which one? Like, the big one was like during the 17 and 1800s. But like, the coast of China has always had pirates. As long as there have been ships in water.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. Here, let's play catch. Come on, you got it. You got it, buddy. Come on, you got it.
Go get the ball. Oh, how unfortunate. The pirate with a complete disregard.
Let's do a little dance, shall we? Dance it up, boys. Dance it up.
What is pirate based on? Shangxi.
She is based on an actual Chinese pirate from history, known as the greatest pirate of all time, considering how long she was operational and how much she stole and how much she commanded in that time.
She's doing all right for herself.
Excuse me a moment.
And more important question, is pirate based?
Pirate is based. Like, here's the thing. It's so sad. When Pirate first came out, everyone hated her. They wanted her deleted from the game. They were saying that this hero killed the game and everything. I disagree. I think she's great. Sure, she didn't come out well. She was too strong. She needed to be balanced, but she's fun. I enjoy her. I like Pirate. I don't think she should be called Pirate. I'd have given her a different name. But I enjoy her. I think the people got mad is because they're like, why didn't we get our Caribbean Blackbeard or Jack Sparrow? And I'm like, I didn't want...
Because this is the tale of nobody else.
Ooh, good pistol kill. Anyway, Red, it looks like you're good in For Honor. Depends on who I'm fighting.
Well, that map really did help.
I don't know. Maybe it did. Or maybe just having a full meal on my stomach.
Jack Sparrow had maidens and he had left them because he didn't want to deal with the nagging.
That he did.
I believe it's what we got that confirmed in the first movie when he got slapped in whatever that pirate town was called. I want to say Nassau, but I don't think that's it. Tortuga.
Tortuga. Good light parry. How'd you know I was going to do that, kid? How'd you know I was going to do that, Valkyrie? Hold on. Let's play catch. Let's play catch now. Play catch, Daddy. Play catch. Daddy, you're bad at this game. and don't act like it's weird that I called him Daddy. His pen name is Father Donovan or something like that. What is it?
Are you fighting the clergy?
Father Donathan, yeah. Yeah, we're fighting the clergy tonight, man. We're up against the Catholics. Hiya!
You don't like that guy in particular.
Yep, I have major issues with that guy. Come here, buddy. Flaming swords of death. And JJ's down.
As opposed to flaming swords of life.
And let's dance it out, boys.
Oh, apparently there's some t-shirt.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. It's how it goes. It's how it goes. 12 kills, nice. Raven, who's this Jesus guy I've heard about? Sounds like a cool guy. Let me tell you about this Jesus guy, Dominator. Let me tell you about this Jesus guy. Now, this guy was a cool dude. Okay, long ago, right? Long ago, way back before even your daddy was around. Imagine starting a conversation about God that way. Just, like, sit right down, let me tell you.
That sounds like Kenny.
That does sound like Kenny.
Because you know how like occasionally you'll be in like a city and like you'll have that person that'll walk up to you and start a conversation, and then you're like, please don't hurt me. Kenny would talk to like those guys about Jesus. A little different.
Hey Raven, why do you think Ubisoft is so bad at writing nuance? I'll tell you why. The reason they're so bad at writing nuance is because they're afraid of it. See, the thing is, when you let's put it this way: if they were to write the characters doing good and bad things, like actually having evil and good and bad sides, then that might upset some sensibilities. Like, my ancestors were samurai. Why are you making the samurai do bad things? My ancestors are Buddhist. Why are you making the Wulin do bad things? I am a Norse pagan. Why are you making the Vikings look bad? So they're afraid of making any of them look bad. But the knights, oh, well, what's wrong with making fun of the knights? No one's going to defend them, right? I mean, they're the ones who went on the Crusades, and they're the ones who are Christian, right? We can make fun of them. We can hate on them. See, that's the thing. They want to know who's easiest to make fun of. They want to know who's easiest to make look bad, rather than actually explore these characters for anything more than what they are. So there you go. That's your reason.
Lowest common denominator.
West Nazareth, born and raised in the stable where I spent most of my days. I like that, Aaron. I like that. Here's another one. You ever heard the laundry rum? Were you raised in a barn? No, but I was born in one. Hey Raven, what do you think if they added a musketeer hero who fights with a rapier and uses a musket only as a feat? I still wouldn't like that. For one thing, I don't think a rapier would be a good weapon to use in the world of For Honor. Rapiers they're swords, all right, but they are not strong swords. They snap pretty easily.
I prefer my sword to be long.
Long swords, yes. No wonder knights are used for execution previews. Yep. Hey Raven, I got my own Team Wa. Yes, you got Team Wa. Great, man. Gotta love Team Wa, man. Gotta love our Team Wa. Give Lawbringer a billhook skin. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe just make a billhook hero. You never know.
Call him Bill.
Billy. Billy.
Billy.
Billy the Kid.
Silly Billy.
Rapiers are specifically dueling swords, if I recall. I wouldn't take one to war, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's why they did have them where they're mainly officer weapons. That's why the musketeers are called musketeers, not
rapiers.
You know, there might be two reasons why they aren't called that.
I just realized what it sounded like. Look out, everyone! Here come the rapiers!
What? Hide the women?
Hide the women!
The French is like, so what should we call our elite unit? The rapiers. What else do we have? Oh, they use muskets. Musketeers. Great. We'll stick with that. Stick with that.
Stick with the musketeers. That's what it is. All right, let's go to Zone A.
I heard some mobsters say that Jesus got out of a maximum security prison in just 3 days. They had so many theories about how he escaped, but in the end, it was just killed his father.
Hey, when your daddy runs everything, he got the way to pull you out. You know what I'm saying?
Hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your husband.
Aha, take this and that. Huzzah! Flintlock go pew pew. Han Solo is the one who does the pew pew.
Oh, Moolah.
Oh, Moolah. What would we do without you, Moolah?
Get back here.
I have planted my flag. There it shall remain. Oh, it's gone.
Easy propaganda victory for the English. The English are good at that propaganda.
Jesus cursed a tree over figs mood. He was actually doing that as a symbol, but I understand that.
I mean, I've been there. I mean, you think that's a reaction to a tree dying? You should see how Jonah reacted. So how do you feel about the fig tree dying? I myself would like to die. All right, Jonah, settle down.
Crap. It's hard to win when you're up against two Orochis.
Rant about how the MCU introduced a character who has everyone's power simultaneously. What, they have a Mazo?
When did they do? They have a Mazo in the MCU now?
It was DC.
All right, I can do better. I can do better. All right, just one Orochi now. That's fine.
This is fine. That one was fair. Again, everyone's power to damage. Continue. Oh no, I was done. I said what I needed to say. What's your plan with Ocelot's fashion?
Ocelot looks cool in some of his looks.
Honestly, I think he's got a really good default look.
Crap. We're still holding out. We're still doing okay because they have to gank us all in C, but still.
Correct.
What you're playing with Ocelot's fashion? I haven't decided.
Did Pirate get new armor sets?
No new armor sets until halfway through the season.
None of that. To show you the power of flex tape, I saw this kite shield in half.
Crap. Got him.
Idea for night Halloween season. I would probably choose one theme around vampires. I mean, we already have a vampire execution thing, so we might as well own it. Why not?
Anyway, if we collide on Piranha stuff, would you be copacetic with my Warden, King Air being an ancestor of your Queen Eleanor? No, I would not be, and that's not happening. Queen Eleanor is her own thing. I sounded like an absolute childish goof. Hi, goober, being a YouTuber to play Dead by Daylight, and I apologize. It's fine. Gotta go to A.
But are you a goofy goober rock? Should I get Warmonger or Centurion? That's a good question. It depends. Do you like scratching people or punching people? And how much do you love Rome?
Oh, a nail bomb? Really?
In this economy?
Wow, okay.
I got asked by an annoying coworker, what would Jesus do? And apparently turn all the water of his body into wine was not the right response. I mean, I don't know. It might be in that situation.
Well, it looks like this is the way they're going to play, so I'm going to flank and go down to C and take that zone. Get us back in the running. Because right now with them controlling all the zones, this isn't looking good.
Yeah, just wrong. If Mormon Centurion had a baby, I wonder how screwed up they'd be. You might have a Praetorian.
You just might.
And that'd be scary.
Oh, I see that Magi sneaking back over.
I see you creeping.
Get off my spot.
My spot.
My spot. Not yours. My spot!
This spot is mine. There are many like it, but this one's mine.
Have you got the new cheetah guy yet, my boy? You mean Ocelot? Yeah, I've got him. I got him, bro.
Feller.
Oh, it's Brendan. He's finally here.
Brendan!
Crap.
First, I thought Warmonger was going to get a great sword, and then when her trailer first came out, like a Outlander or something similar. Isn't it kind of like a Outlander? Time to get that annihilated. It's alright. That's for not keeping in the temple.
Wow, he read that. Oh well.
So anyway,
This will probably be our first Dominion loss of the night.
yeah. But anyway, Brendan, how'd the fight go?
He said, sorry man, it took longer than I expected, no luck though. That is a shame. That is a shame.
No, I've been on a few dove shoots that have been...
Well, you came after we lost our first Dominion match of the night, so that's a
If
shame.
you could just come back a little earlier, please. Just warp back in time. Actually, at this point, do you think we need to switch over to Breach?
It is 9:30. If we want any time to do any rank before we switch to Breach, we might need to.
Yeah, okay.
All right, that'll be the plan. So yeah, everyone say hi to Brendan. Brendan, Dimitri was here earlier, but I haven't heard from him since, so he may have gone.
Either that or he's watching. He's always watching.
And we lost. There we go. Hey.
Wow.
Well, how'd I do? Did I get a good kill score at least?
Let's see. Brendan, that man probably disappeared.
Yeah, probably.
If anybody would know Dimitri.
Knowing our boy Dimitri. I'm sorry, I hate to say this, and he's not here now, so I can say it. But when I heard Dimitri's name, my first thought was Sly Cooper, because one of the villains in Sly Cooper was Dimitri, and I was like, Dimitri. He has the attention span of a cheese stick. I have never known a cheese stick to have good attention. I'll be real honest.
Correct.
All right, we're gonna do maybe 2 or 3 ranked matches. We're gonna do 2 or 3 ranked matches. See if we can't get ourselves up to platinum, boys. That's our goal. We're going to platinum.
Fellas.
All right, who are we going to take in?
Theological, you stream TF2?
No.
No. Because I would have to grind to get very good at that, and I hear there's like a big sniping bot problem right now, so I haven't touched TF2 in literal years, and I wasn't even good back in the day, so I got other requests. I got the Fallout thing going on, and then afterwards I'll probably... I don't know what I'll do after my Fallout 4 run through. I have some people that want me to play Total War, which, again, not good at, but I'm better at Total War than I am at TF2.
In that case, I gotta ask, do you think that canonically and non-canonically, all members of a faction follow one monarch or many?
No.
No.
Because we already established that, like, with the Vikings. Because the Vikings had the different Jarls they supported and worked with.
Yeah, there were different Jarls in Valkenheim. There are different daimyo for the samurai.
There's one Emperor.
There's one emperor of the Wulin, although apparently he's dead now, and the Wulin all apparently serve Horkos, which, what the hell?
And
then the Knights, we don't really get much about them. Oh, I'm up against a Kensei.
there was a Royal Legion reference, but it seems that the Legions are the ones running the show.
So I would argue that canonically it's just a bunch of Legion warlords, but I'd say that it would be a king.
They're going to say, so Vikings are a bit of the now.
All right, let's do this thing.
You must bonk.
Got him!
Shit.
All right. Oh, yes! Rank execution! Sweep up the trash, boys. Sweep up the trash.
You gotta win. You can't. Can you play Pizza Curie next?
Maybe. We'll see.
Like Gears of Warlord. I only have the Gears 3 available, and that's on Xbox, which does not stream.
What a kill. What a kill.
Mom made some chocolate cake. You want some? I appreciate it, but I actually just made brownies. Put frosting on them. I'm real proud of them. I put like 0 effort into it. We need to get that Wulin under a great Khan. As long as it's not Mori Khan. I heard that didn't end so well.
Oof. This is a big oof moment.
Did you just like steal his trachea? You don't need to breathe.
You don't need to breathe. Breathing is for wusses. I guess you pussies would need to do that.
Which riff?
It's from the Avatar riff tracks. Oh yeah, breathing. I guess you pussies would need to do that.
We gotta watch that.
How come I didn't?
So just without being related. I guess theoretically.
Oh, son. Good fight.
Different dynasties exist for a reason.
Please, you shouldn't have made that so easy for me. I don't mean to be mean. That felt really mean. Are you, what rep Ken? You're a rep 21, Kensei. Oh man, I thought that I was gonna lose.
So you perform tracheotomy without.
All right, let's see what we're raised to. Are we gold 5? Are we gold rep 5? Let's see. Want to see what we got to? I got a new effect. That's cool. Come on. Gold rep 5, yes, but we're barely to platinum. After this, we get to platinum. My goal is to get platinum. Okay. All right, we're gonna fight for that platinum. All right. I was asked to do Hitakiri next, but I'm so bad with Hitakiri. I'm scared. I'm scared to do Hitakiri.
That was just a suggestion. You side along with Shaolin.
Shaolin's good. Shaolin's a very good hero, so... Yo, Raven, what's up? What's up, Sith Wadath? Hey, Raven Lord, wisdom of those with Spanish mothers and grandmothers. Don't run if you're in trouble because a chancla is already homed in on your location. What?
Oh, the chocolate. The new torture weapon from the colonies. The chocolate and a kind.
Y'all boys ever play Star Wars Battlefront? It's top tier. Dude, we love Star Wars Battlefront.
Particularly the original.
The original Star Wars Battlefront 2 was the best. I will still react if I hear, you have captured a command post. And just, yeah.
Watch those wrist rockets. Super Battlefront.
Just like the simulations.
Save it for the enemy.
The new one's okay. It's fine. I don't hate it, but yeah. All right. Who to go?
I did almost smack one of my students when they tried to tell me that the newer Battlefront 2 was better.
Let's go Warden.
I almost turned violent. For the Republic!
For the Republic! If I ever hear the phrase, no, my favorite line, the line that I always remembered was whenever I would play Galactic Conquest, it was always, in Galactic Conquest. Like that very snobby way of saying it, in Galactic Conquest.
I also remember, like in the original one, in the OG one, when you was like your Galactic Conquest, you had like 8 planets, but and each one had a bonus if you controlled both maps. And if you controlled enough, you could get, as the Empire, you could get the Death Star and just nuke a planet, just eradicate it. It's like, oh, I hate fighting on Bespin.
Chat, can we revolt and get the Super Bird Bros to play Resident Evil 4 Remake? You might not need to try hard. All right, let's do this.
Don't you want us to like warm our way up? I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll do something Halloween related? Too bad the new game had such a bad start. Yeah, I blame EA for that. It's like, no.
Crap.
That's what you get for not playing EA.
Nah, even I hate fighting Tiandis. They're just such dancy little cusses.
Yep, ballerinas they are. I present to you Wulin on ice.
That is what Tiandi is. Wulin on ice. All right, but now I know her game plan. All right, let's go. All right, we'll be respectful.
Or someone has already eaten the offerings. Nibbles, was it you? There we go.
Got him. That's one. That's one.
2 to go. OG Battlefront 2 was a treasure, and the Pollution mission was...
I will do right. I will do right by our boy Havoc. He may not be here tonight, but he is up there, sitting on top of that pagoda. See, there he is, there's Havoc, right up there.
With a sniper rifle trained on your heart.
All right, let's go.
Don't make me look bad, bird boy.
He always reacts to my unblockables. Except for that time. He's gonna wipe me out. Got him!
Alright.
That was rough. That was rough.
Alright, S-Death. I'm doing alright.
Whew, that was close. Okay, one more, guys. One more.
He's starting to believe.
The way you guys talk about Nibbles makes it sound like there's nuance to her being a pick. No offense. What are you talking about?
Huh?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That had nothing to do with being picked. It's that her name is Nibbles, and that she's somewhat uncivilized. It has nothing to do with her being a pick.
Crap.
To this day, I always stop on OG Battlefront 2 and run Galactic Conquest. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Dude, man, honestly, all EA...
Boy!
Oh,
boy! We did it! We done beat this Tiandi!
Right,
good fight, though. Good fight.
I should be on that high note and then we drove.
Yeah, we'll probably go ahead, Bon. But let's see if we did it. Did we get to platinum? Did we get to platinum? Did we get to star platinum?
Keep your stand user in your back pocket, okay?
So what? No!
Listen, it's only a matter of time until that becomes an execution, I think that's.
Oh, dude, Ruth's almost there. Ruth is almost at 35.
Nice. Well, to honor the request, you probably should go breach.
Remember, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. You are right. I need to watch myself. Thank you for the reminder. All right, let's see. Do we make it? No! God!
I need at least 2 more of those.
God, why do you hate me, ranked? Well, we're close. We're very close. All right, we'll end on that high note and switch over. She sounds kind of like a joke character, or am I just reading too much into your sarcasm about Shaman?
She herself is a joke character, not the whole class.
No, the whole Nibbles is the name of my character. She's just it's just a silly name because she's a feral character. It's not anything as serious as I'm not treating her with enough nuance. She is a silly character. It's not that complicated, man. All right, let's see.
Rank takes everyone except Havoc. I'd like to get his opinion on that.
Havoc has had some rough matches before.
Who's the worst gaming company? I used to say EA, but right now I'd probably say Activision Blizzard.
Activision is up there, man.
Because, not only are they terrible just, in managing stuff, they're also awful, people in general, because,
I was asked to play Warmonger, so let's go Warmonger.
Asked to play Hito.
Oh, I was. Yes, let's do Hito. I'm sorry, I forgot. Let's go Hito.
Bring up Hito.
I was asked to play Hito. I forgot.
Someone needs to slap that. It's one of the Domino Noble shirts. It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
For the grace, for the might of our Lord, for the home of the holy, for the strength, for the way of the sword, give the life so boldly. All right, let's go. I haven't played Hito in a while, so don't be upset if I'm rusty. Actually, it's funny. I constantly get comments from people telling me how I suck as Hito. I've heard people say, "How can you be bad at Hito?"
Absurd.
You should use Warmonger next match, Raven. Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Who can say?
I actually love that song from Sabaton. It's absolutely baller.
I don't think there's many songs from Sabaton you and I dislike.
Very few. Very few.
Honestly, The Last Name is probably my favorite song.
Raven, do another best boy or girl vid. I already did. How can I do it again? Like, the only way I could do it again is if I added Ocelotl. That's the only way I could do it again, and by that...
I guess you could make that a short.
Yeah, I guess I could make that a short, but... Ocelotl isn't better than the one I picked.
I mean, maybe you could do that with the DVD killers.
Best boy and girl in DVD? Ugh.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but there is sadly a market for it.
That reminds me, shouldn't the Last Name by Sabaton be the Lawbringer theme instead of the Warden theme? Yeah, I've been told that before, and I already answered that question. It's because I feel like the feeling of the song rather than the historical accuracy of the song matters more to me.
And the particulars of choosing which song for which hero. And we also chose Sanctify with Dynamite because Lawbringer brings a lot of boom.
Write 3-hour For Honor love stories? Don't tempt me, I could. I have ideas for like very lengthy Nobushi and Warden stuff. I have written, no joke, I have written a Nobushi and Warden scene. Like, I straight up wrote Nobushi and Warden getting freaky.
They were playing Wii Sports, okay? We're sorry.
Do it, coward. All right, but if I make it into a YouTube video, I better get paid.
How badly do you think Netflix is going to butcher the Chronicles of Narnia? How'd they get the rights to the Chronicles of Narnia? Who gave them rights to the Chronicles of Narnia?
Netflix got Chronicles. No.
C.S. Lewis is going to come early instead of waiting for the day of resurrection to come up and throttle people. Oh, good Lord. You don't do that.
Raven confirmed like ERP. Actually, it's funny. Whenever I very rarely write sex scenes, okay? I very rarely write them because I don't think that you need to write sex scenes to show love or affection. But when I do write them, I always shock people for two reasons. Number one, because they don't expect me to do it. And number two, because I usually make them pretty wholesome. I don't like write a lot of smutty crap.
You've been hanging out with Harry Turtle too much.
Is this the point where Hannah swoops in and drops $100 for Raven to write smut? No, because one of the sex scenes that I've written in a story was one specifically at her request. Although she did not know I was going to... Okay, so what happened was this. Hannah plays a game called Genshin Impact, and she got me into playing it too, and I enjoy it. And there are two characters in there that she wanted to have a romance with, and she asked me to write the two in a romance. Their names are Zhongli and A. And so I said, what?
Weeb. This is like the first I look at the count, the first comment as you're saying this.
Weeb. I guess you could argue that. But anyway, so I wrote, so she asked me to write a story about the two getting together, and I did. I wish her a swift recovery. I play it too. I do it too. I play the game too. I enjoy it. And so I wrote the story, but I wrote the two getting freaky, and Hannah was so shocked. She was like, what?
This time it was Kinect. Xbox.
I'm not judging, but still weeb. Fair enough. It's not Japanese, though. True. It was...
Chinese.
Chinese, technically.
It's from Shang.
Well, you read the Bible regularly, so it balances out the sin.
Yeah, I'm sure you read the Bible. Wait, were you reading Song of Solomon afterwards?
No, I can guarantee you I was not. You're a terrible shot.
That's not how that works. Last year, the director of Barbie is directing Chronicles of Narnia. Son of a...
Are you kidding? The director director of Barbie is... No, shut up.
No, the last time they made The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe of Prince Caspian, it was fine. They did fine. They don't need to remake it. And I guarantee you she's going to ruin it.
They also did Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Yeah, but it was okay.
It was fine. I just didn't like it.
Serviceable, but gosh. Because I know she's like, well, Peter can't have it. Peter and Edna aren't going to have their redeeming moments. It's all going to be about Susan now. Gosh, Mary? What was the youngest name? Lucy. Yes, it's going to be about Susan and Lucy entirely now.
No, and after the Dawn Treader, after Prince Caspian, Susan and Peter couldn't come back to
Narnia.
Narnia.
I'm talking about the Netflix adaptation.
Oh. Well, they had to. Well, if Amazon could ruin Lord of the Rings, Netflix can ruin Narnia, I guess.
Can't they just leave well enough alone?
Well, that's one Highlander down. Guess your rework didn't save you that time, buddy. Do we have an enemy behind us? Gladiator!
Amazon can't ruin Lord of the Rings because Rings of Power isn't Lord of the Rings. That's the way I like to view it. Them and their filthy heresies.
Oh, by the way, guys, let me go ahead and make this announcement while I'm thinking about it. Hopefully next week I will be starting the Romans Bible study series on my other channel. So that will be happening. I think I'm finally ready to get that started. That will be beginning on my other channel. Hopefully starting next week, I think. No! A gladiator just fell from the sky and died.
They do that.
I will be there. Great, Jedi Knight. Glad you'll be there. Outlaw will be there. Silver Wolf. I don't know if you'll be there, but it sounds fun. But I am very excited to get started on that series. But I thought I'd let y'all know.
Yes, indeed.
Jack says he'll be there. Excellent.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Great.
So I made more for a female warden named Sophia Zamorano, who was a Spanish playmaker Catholic. Was Spain Catholic in the medieval ages? Yes.
Yes, Spain was 100% Catholic in the medieval ages.
Well, Castile, Aragon, and all the other Spanish kingdoms, but yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find a Spanish kingdom that wasn't. They were speaking Castilian, they were Catholic. Well, the country was.
There we go. All right, let's break this thing down. Let me break it down for you. And we're in, boys. Let's go get the commander.
Let's get this bread.
Well, I know it'll motivate the team. They've captured a command post.
There were Muslim kingdoms in Spain before the Reconquista. Well, when the Muslim kingdoms showed up in Spain,
yes,
it prompted the Reconquista.
The Muslim kingdoms that came to Spain is what prompted it all.
Really, it should be more accurate to call them like emirates and sultanates. the Emirate of Cordoba, all that jazz.
Alright, I died, but I got some hits in.
They'll remember us.
Well, it seems that our boys Dimitri and Brendan had to log off for the night, but at least we got to have them on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice that they popped it.
Who knows, maybe they'll show up again sometime. They might have been expecting us to get into some kind of spiritual discussion, because I told them that sometimes happens.
Yeah, and then you talked about some of your writing habits.
Brendan was gone before that, I think. No, Goki, no!
Chiropractor on the run.
Hey, Raven, would you ever play a fighting game?
How about this one?
No, I don't think I'll ever play a fighting game. Lark, I can't imagine myself ever playing a fighting game.
What about that For Honor game?
Not For Honor, I'd never play For Honor. What are you talking about? For Honor? The hell's that?
Are we allowed to say flanker? Yes.
You are allowed to say clanker. Soft R. Because clanker is their word.
You may say flanker.
Hey, we did it, boys. Like we had any doubt.
They have a request for you to play Centurion.
Centurion next? I thought I was asked to play Warmonger.
Oh, well. Yeah, I guess I'll say Centurion for the next stream.
Let's do Warmonger and see how much time we have left.
We'll see, we'll see.
Because I was asked to do Warmonger.
War, money. You may bring the blue hearts to help you take notes.
All right. Yep, Mal's right. It's been a while since I played War Mommy. But the question is, which one of my War Mommy builds do I go with? Do I go with Apollyon? Do I go with Victoria? Or do I go with the Demon?
Where is the demon?
So I'll let you guys decide. Victoria? Apollyon? Or the Demon? Her real name is Rachel, but I nicknamed her the Demon. So, Victoria, Apollyon, or Rachel? Y'all got 30 seconds. All right, we got Victoria, Apollyon, Victoria, Victoria. Lots of Victorias, all right, Victoria it is. Victoria it shall be.
So it is written, so shall it be.
Where are my teammates?
You don't have any teammates.
The mouth said tons of Victoria. Oh no!
Audible gas.
I'll tell you guys the lore for Rachel or Victoria if y'all want, but not both. Hannah says, wait, what was that Hannah said? Hannah said, I say Raven keeps playing till 11. Chat, who is with me? Put hashtag Raven keep playing if you agree. Wait, y'all want me to play till 11? Okay, tell you what, if 5 people put that in the chat. Nope.
We got things to do in the morning.
We do, but 11's not, I mean, we end up staying up pretty late anyway.
Alright.
Tell you what, 10. We'll make it 10. If 10 different people puts in hashtag Raven keep playing, I will stay up till 11.
If 10 righteous people are in the stream, we should.
If 10 righteous people are in the stream. That's 2. No, you gotta put in hashtag. You gotta put in hashtag Raven keep playing. That's 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gotta get one more. LP, I think you already did. He's Sony Nago. Raven key. All right. All right, we got more than 10 people. We're doing it. Hey, Raven, my friend Yuki had a childhood friend named Rachel. Can you tell me what that name means? Rachel is a Hebrew name. What was it? What does it? Hold on 1 second. I don't remember exactly what Rachel means. Let me look it up real fast. It's been a long time. Let me see. Oh, it means a female sheep, usually. Like an ew. Anyway. Wasn't Rachel in the story of Abraham? Yes, Rachel was the wife of Jacob. Chad, let's put it to 12. 12 is pushing it, Hannah. 12 is pushing it. We do have church tomorrow. Come on. I'm dead. Anyway, Raven Knight, what would a knight, Roman, and Greek faction be called? I have no idea yet. Not sure if you saw this. But quick question: why does your scariest sounding Warmonger have such an adorable name? Oh, why is she called? Oh, you're asking why is she called Rachel? That's her normal name, but all the members of like Apollyon's little group get like demon or scary names. But her original name was Rachel. I haven't come up with her scary name yet. I haven't come up with her demon name, but I call her Rachel. Yes, I saw Ken say it is ironic. Beelzebub? Maybe Baal. But this isn't Rachel here, this is Victoria.
Primo Victoria.
Do you plan on making a legend video for one of your Warmongers? Yes, I do.
Does it have to be an actual demon name, or can we pull from Dante's Inferno and Hans Horatio?
You could probably pull from Dante's Inferno if you wanted to.
Victoria is.
Here you go, heal.
Run! You okay, sweetie? Seems like you're having a rough time. Name's Sarah Lilith. Lilith seems kind of overdone.
Lilith is a little overdone. They throw it into everything. Paimon is a demon. Hey, Paimon would be an interesting name.
Hi, Paimon. Still sounds like a Pokemon.
Or a Digimon.
Warmonger named Evelyn stole us. No, we're not giving them nothing. They get nothing.
I'm not going with Stolitz because that makes me think of that dude from
Hell of a Boss.
Hell of a Boss, yeah. Paimon is emergency food. This is true. Paimon
This is a rational decision, not so much it was made by your rations.
Ah. Paimon is a sentient baconator.
A sentient bacon. Everybody loves a good sentient baconator. Who doesn't love a good sentient baconator? Or even if Lord Edwin Bulger is a good name for a French warden.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Bulgrit. Edwin would work.
I know that people hate Paimon. I like her. I like Paimon.
She's too easy to pick on.
She's easy to pick on, but I don't hate her.
Just despise her with every fiber of my being.
I deserve that.
We all deserve that. I'm just waiting for a random jet engine to appear so Raven's character is like...
Actually, LP, the funny thing is, Rachel's backstory is very similar to what you're talking about. That bit where you're like, die, weakling, other warmonger. Rachel, hurry up and kill him already, dying warden. Oh, that's a cute name, Rachel. No, it isn't. It's very threatening. It's kind of part of her story. My whole idea with Rachel was that she's actually... Okay, full disclosure, my idea for Rachel came a lot from Decime from Love After World Domination. Yeah, Lark, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do know.
Yes, I couldn't help it. Decime is adorable, but she's this absolute monster. So I basically designed Rachel to basically be like Decime. Decime, hey, that's a good demon name for her, actually.
Is Decime a demon name?
It means, it's a Japanese play on words. Actually, Kensei Hayabusa could tell you. Kensei, tell them what the two words in Decime mean. And I freaking knew it. Yes, Hannah called it.
Go back to the wolf, go to bed, have some fun, get some rest. Alright, dude, take care of yourself. What about Baphomet? Nah.
Baphomet? Nah, I prefer Decime.
Can we call her Daffy?
Daffy Duck. The word Decime, it's a combination of two Japanese words that create a meaning. What does it mean?
Magnus, how do they work?
Pazuzu? No, not Pazuzu. Pazuzu. Hold on, let me go to the healing zone, because I'm going to pull something up for Lark. What is Teamwa's weapon sets? I'll show you at the end. Hold still, Victoria. Got to look something up. Hold on.
Do you though? I'm curious myself.
1 second.
Hey, Lark, hopefully Zneech let me sleep this time. Doubt it. Zneech is just muttering in the background. Oh, I haven't spoken Japanese in 14 years. Well, you gotta start picking up again sometime, man. No, don't want to get too rusty now. But yeah, just brush up on it. But I understand. Still a little too early on Japanese. Go in the side. Oh yeah, I can't speak Japanese.
You sure? Because the kanji means beautiful, and desu combined in the katakana means death. So desumi means beautiful death.
She was the Reaper Princess.
That's the point. So, yeah.
My inferior's name is Shlomit, or Shlom, I'm mispronouncing it, which is Hebrew for peaceful, though she's not as peaceful as she makes herself out to be. She has eyes on the Sultana's throne. Isn't it Saturday today? Yeah, but we had some friends that wanted to see Raven stream on streams of For Honor, so we acquiesced to their request. Don't worry, we will pick back Mass Effect again soon.
Yep.
I was swearing Russian, German, Spanish, and Gaelic. I'm gonna sit this one out. Well, hey, you can always pick up a new swear word. How about Zamiel? That's actually kind of cool. Oh, well, good luck with that, can't say. So Rachel is basically a hybrid between a tsundere and a yandere. Yes, the best ray. The ray gun? Questions for later.
Anyway, but that's pretty much Rachel's background. Her whole thing is that she doesn't want to be a savage, homicidal killer. She's
good at it. You know?
She's just good at it, but she actually likes cute things.
I like the name Grimmery. Also dibs on Stolas. You can have Stolas.
Okay.
By all means, take Stolas. Be careful before Stolas takes you.
Because Lord knows no one else wants them.
Not even his own wife. Oh!
Shots fired!
What about Vorgano?
I think I'm gonna go with Destiny, guys.
Maybe she's from the Maya original.
Ooh, that'd be clever. She's actually a former samurai.
Bushido taking the 5.
No. What if? Okay, she's like the samurai, right? And she's attacked by the enemy, but she defends her home like really well, like super savagely, but she didn't mean to. The warmonger's here, like, wow, you're really good at this. You should join up. Like, really? I get to join your club? Like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And they think that she's just a savage killer. They just assume, like, they just always assume that she's actually really evil and like really cold-blooded. When in reality, she's like, I'm not. Like she likes to accessorize, but they think it's all a ploy. Like, I get it, you're going to let down their guard. Like, no, I think it's cute. like she's just a really sweet kid.
What a good kid. What's the greatest addition in For Honor?
Blackbriar. I love Blackbriar.
Everybody loves Blackbriar, except Blackbriar. Self-loathing. In Las Vegas. Aramusha. That's Rachel's personality. I hate to see her as an overprotective mother. Ugh.
Oh, that'd be scary.
Indeed.
Raven, I respectfully disagree. With what? With what? What do you disagree with?
What? We cover a lot of topics, so you gotta be able to narrow it down. But very well, disagreement is allowed.
I mean, disagreement's always allowed, but I'd like to know, what do you disagree with? About Blackbriar? Well, I mean,
okay,
I was asked what I thought, but...
I would say the addition of Breach.
Oh yeah, Breach is very fun.
My purple and gold Warmonger is very much girly. She's not some edgy edge girl who's evil just to be evil. She wants the right people to be in power. Those two weak to please stand style.
Okay, Rachel and your Warmongers would be like best friends.
Gal pal.
Like, they'd be like, oh my god, we need to go shopping. Like, the malls aren't even invented yet, but we're going to them. We will invent malls so we can go to them. Raven Knight, every named demon in the Bible exists. Busy Pop is just an LGBTQ character. You didn't even need to name a demon. Could have just said, does it exist? Is it LGBT?
I'm not sure that's the message she wants to send off.
My BP's backstory is Stolas tested him by giving him a vision of his imminent death in battle. He didn't run from his fate. Stolas rewarded him for his courage and valor by doubling his power. Okay. That's how he became a saint. You don't become a saint by being blessed by a demon. That's not how that works.
It would be damned.
That's the exact opposite of how you become a demon, actually. If you're possessed by a demon or blessed by a demon, you're not a saint.
Unless you're sanctified by the storm.
You're a heathen.
Filthy heathen.
You think LGBT is the demon? Could be.
I don't remember saying that specifically, but okay. The Imperial Man, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, okay.
We do a lot of things. That's not one of them. Rachel looks like she would kill, but is a cinnamon roll. Exactly!
That's the game.
So this is actually a good neutral demon. It does not matter. He is a demon. There is no such thing as a good benevolent demon in the biblical narrative. And if you say I'm not looking in the biblical narrative, where did it come from if not the Book of Solomon, which is based off of the biblical narrative? Good Lord, man. Please, dude. Don't come in here and act like you know what you're talking about. Please.
Don't take too kindly to them demons, I tell you what. Identifies an asexual toaster. Okay, you're with the Adeptus Mechanicus. That's alright, we allow that.
Just with the little backstory you got of Rachel, I think she's my favorite of your characters.
Okay. Dude, you gotta get Hannah to make a comic.
I identify as fat. I identify as Batman.
But is it fat P-H-A-T?
Yeah, just change the fat to P-H-A-T. That's the fat you need. A good demon, you mean isn't an angel going through a goth phase? That's an angel. It's a phase, God. I believe you. Does Warmonger have a high learning curve? Not that high.
I mean, I can be serviceable with it.
What if Rachel met Sarah from Monster Club? Oh, that'd be sweet. All right, well, we are staying up till 11, so let's keep.
We have time for probably 2, maybe 3 more.
Let's do it.
My Black Platter is simply just a Templar and a Hospitaller. And bloodthirsty warrior.
Scutari appears. Where are the toasters you promised us, fleshling?
In the back.
What if I said God allowed it because it was an act of kindness? That's not how that... You don't know how becoming a saint works. You don't know how becoming a saint works.
I want to see an interaction between Ruth and Rachel.
I was asked to do Centurion, so might as well do that.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there a mermaid that the Saint Mervin or something?
Mergen? I've never heard of Saint Mergen.
Never heard of no mermaid saint.
Raven rant time? Well, if y'all can get me ranting on something, go for it. But the thing is, sainting someone isn't done by God being kind and saying, we'll let you do it because you seem like a nice guy. That's not how that works. To become a saint, you need to be ordained. You need to be chosen as a saint by the clergy. Usually you have to be voted in to be a saint because of years of service, miracles. You have to have performed a miraculous deed. That's the only way you become a saint.
Raven, I gotta get up early and do things. Chat Hannah, the frick you are.
I know. We aren't staying up past 11. After 11 hits, I am leaving. I gotta get some rest. Raven, rant on the writer's strike. I really don't care about the writer's strike because as far as I'm concerned, Hollywood can burn at this point. They're not producing anything really noteworthy or good. It's all just repeated hack slop. And I don't like either side. I don't agree with either side. The writers are asking for things that they shouldn't. They want to be paid more.
Well,
I guess that's understandable, except what you write already is shit. But more than that, they also don't just want more pay. They want to have a certain number of writers on every project, and they all need to get paid the same amount, even if they don't show up. That's ridiculous. I would never agree to that. And on the other hand, the other side is pretty crappy as well. In my headcanon, God chooses saints instead of the church. In your head, Kinsey, you've made it clear you don't like Christianity in general. So your headcanon is about the equivalent of ramen soup. Like, I'm sorry, but you have made it clear you do not like Christianity. Why on earth would your headcanon make any sense? And besides, that's not what I would say to God when I met him. Hey, God, according to my headcanon, this is how it should all work.
Well, it's essentially like, my headcanon, God, you choose the saints. Like, okay, fine, but that means you get no say.
What other religion am I not supposed to be? Kinsey, I'm done. I'm done talking to you about this. You want to pick a fight? I'm not going to pick a fight. I'm done with this.
If Trozen the Infinite was in For Honor, what would he steal? He'd steal a member from each faction and each class and put him in stasis for his museum. Because that's just what Trozen do. He might also try and steal like a duel map or something. Nope, want to know why you haven't gotten a Viking axe and shield hero yet? Because Trozen stole it. And I think that according to the Orthodox theology, demons are irredeemable not because they can't be redeemed, but because they don't want to be. That's pretty much how most see it.
That's how most have looked at it, yes.
Because they've fallen and they don't want to go back. Which is ridiculous, but you know, they're demons. Not exactly known for great decision making. In my headcanon, Dumbledore is a terrible headmaster. I'm not sure that's necessarily headcanon. That might just be regular.
I like Dumbledore, though.
I mean, I like him, but he does make some questionable academic decisions.
I'm not picking a fight or just compromising with the reality and fiction of For Honor. Kinsey, I told you the issue with your plan. I told you the problem with it religiously. You then say, in my headcanon, this. And I said, that's not how Christianity works. And now you're saying, well, what faith are my knights supposed to be? Dude, I'm not telling you to change their faith. I'm saying to change the outlook. If you want your Black Prior to be blessed by a demon, fine. I don't really give a crap. But they can't be a saint according to the Christian to the text. So that means he can't be a saint. So there are one of two options. Either he is not a saint and you keep the actual story, or he's not blessed by a demon and he is a saint. Those are the two options before you. Or you change the story altogether. What you're doing is you're trying to argue with me about something you clearly don't know about. You have made it clear you don't understand the gospel or the message of Christ. You have made it clear you don't want to understand it better. You just want to pick a fight. And the reason I know this is because you're now saying, according to my headcanon, Christianity works this way. I don't particularly care what your headcanon says. Not in real life, but what about in fiction? Well, then in that case, dude, do whatever the hell you want. Far be it from me. But by that logic, can say, why the hell are you asking me? It is your fictional headcanon, and if you're not willing to follow the rules of real Christianity, why do you care what the Christian thinks? By that logic, you could say, well, in that case, God really is just a flying spaghetti monster. The devil is actually a guy who loves puppies and keeps sheep so that he can have a wool and sweater selling business. I don't care. I do not care. You asked me my opinion, I gave you my opinion. You want to argue with me about said opinion, which makes me wonder why you asked the opinion in the first place. Did you want my opinion or do you just want to fight?
I know you use the time travel to go back in time and assassinate JFK, but I put the sorting hat on his corpse and he was in Slytherin. 10 points to Gryffindor. Oh, Dumbledore. Good. I ask questions what I do in my name, regardless.
I ask questions what I do, it's in my nature regardless of logic and common sense. Well, I can agree with you on that one. You do ask questions. You ask a lot of them. But the funny thing is, when I give you the answers, you don't accept the answer. You fight me on everything. I have told you to drop it. I've told you to quit. I've told you let's walk away. I've told you let's not do this. You keep going. You asked me my opinion on the story of your character. I gave you my opinion. You fought. I don't know why you asked my opinion when you just want to fight me on it.
Because he just wants to fight.
That's the only conclusion.
He feeds off. But...
Yep.
So, since he just wants to fight, I'm going to make an executive decision. He is now hidden on the channel. He can still watch, but he is not allowed to comment anymore.
Thank you.
Executive decisions, or like execution decisions. Lemon Duck basically can say in question, he pops in just about every stream and starts picking fights. That's essentially what happens. He's made snide comments about our faith and about our decision making. And whenever we try and answer his questions, 9 times out of 10, he pushes back. Tries like we had a conversation the other day, and he called our answers cop-outs. And we tried to, our explanations though just weren't good enough for him, because he either wants us to just say he's right, or he wants to have a fight. There is no in between. He doesn't want an answer; he wants attention, and so we're no longer giving it to him.
People have asked me why I don't just ban him, and the reason why is I don't want to do that, because on the one hand it could be exactly what he wants and I don't want to give him that, but two, I really don't like banning people. I want everyone to have the opportunity to be on this channel and hear what I have to offer and see what I have to offer. I don't want to just get rid of people who disagree with me. That's not my goal. But at the same time, the issue we have here is when Kensei asks me a question and I answer it, he can't ever accept the answer. It is always something we have to fight on, always something we have to debate, always something we have to discuss. The first time I met Kensei was he was responding to one of my videos where he said that Christianity is evil and history proves his point. I said that's not true. He responded by listing off historical events where Christianity did evil things. I replied to him by giving context to all those periods and explaining why those weren't actually evil and they were actually justifiable. He then responded by trying to deflect everything that I said and then ended with, I respect you for being a smart guy, can't we just keep it that way? I responded again saying, no, you don't get to do that, you don't get to throw shit and then back off when shit gets flung back. That's not how this works. Then he started showing up in the chat, and I thought maybe this is a great opportunity to reach him, maybe to either at least show him that Christianity isn't evil, or to at least help him understand the gospel in a better way. But it was clear after a while that that wasn't his goal. It wasn't what he wanted. And every time we have a conversation, it may start meaningless enough, it may start harmless enough, but then it will always turn into a debate. It will always turn into a fight. It will always turn into something like that.
Did we ban Laser Nuke too? We banned like him and 30 of his alt accounts.
Yeah, Laser Nuke would just show up with himself and multiple alt accounts, so we've banned plenty of those. And it's just exhausting. Like, I feel exhausted dealing with it. So I'm glad that
it wasn't your decision that banned him. It was my decision to put him to hide his comments.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because even if you ignore the fact that he kept on trying to get rise out of you, he also has this bad habit of, what's the best way to put it? if he didn't feel like his comment got the attention it deserved, he would continue spamming it and even go to the point of basically like all caps and going like, notice me. So yeah, honestly, I probably should have put hit his comments a while ago.
Well, it's done now. We're done with that. I like discussion. I really do. I enjoy discussing things with people. I don't want to give the last thing I want to do. The last thing I want to do is give anybody the impression that I don't like discussion or debate. I love discussion. Discussion is how you grow. It's how you improve yourself. And I love discussing my faith. That's not a problem. It's not like I'm afraid to discuss my faith. But what Kensei was doing was not discussing. Yes, B1 too. What B1 did was not usually discussing. It was usually stuff like that. Lord Thunder, don't worry, he's quieted.
You shouldn't be able to see his stuff anymore.
All right, moving on. We're about to win this match. What is the best character to fight Warmonger for the 4th time? Who's the best character to fight Warmonger? Zhang Jun's a good choice.
Griffin, if you want to be poetic.
Griffin's not bad actually to fight Warmonger. Tian D also is a pretty good choice. Raven, I saw on your Discord that Laser Nuke said there was a rat in the walls. What did that mean? It means that Laser Nuke has infiltrated my Discord and he wants to be a troll there.
When was that posted? Do I need to go fix it?
When was it posted?
Let me go check Discord real quick. Because he made another alt. Still going by Laser Nuke? What's I don't see it.
I think this was a while ago.
I banned him back when he first tried to.
We did it. The problem with Laser Nuke is he showed up during my stream with Havoc, and then he wanted me to fight him because he wanted the clout of beating a YouTuber. I told him I wasn't going to do that. He shows up later and starts saying that he wants to fight me more, and I tell him no, and he just keeps harassing me, and we just got rid of him. That's all there is to that.
See the guy spanning cats?
Cats?
There's a guy who's spanning cats. In the chat. I mean, not in the chat, but in Discord.
Anyway, next match, because we're here till 11 tonight, so next match, eh?
We have time for at least one more.
At least. We might have time for 2. Who knows?
Raider next, please.
Raider next, okay. But for the last one, I may ask Hannah to pick. Unless she just wants me to go. Unless we just want to go Ruth for the last one, because we all love Ruth.
Because she's ruthless.
Raven, you're a legendary For Honor YouTuber. Don't listen to those haters. The problem is, I'll tell you my 2 problems with that. Number 1, I'm not great at the game like some of these other For Honor content creators are, and I don't understand it the way they do, so I know that I'm not on their level. And 2, listening to... I take my work seriously, So I don't know. I take criticism seriously. I really do. Because I want to improve my work. So if someone says you're garbage, even though I kind of try to laugh it off, sometimes I do take it to heart. Hannah, you want me to do the Jaguar next? Really? I thought you'd pick Peacekeeper. Well, we'll decide later if we do Ruth or the Jaguar.
Yes. One.
I gotta admit, I cannot tell when it's Lark doesn't want to read my stuff because it's rude or boring, and Lark doesn't see chat roll pass, and I'd rather not get muted and shit talked.
It's a matter of typically it passes by without me catching it.
Well, sometimes it's hard to read all of our chat. Sushi, hold on, let me see what you wrote. You wrote, can I make a request for Warlord?
You may make a request.
You can make a request for Warlord. We'll just see what happens at the end.
Let's see. Doing specific, it's just in general. Yeah, sometimes, like, tonight I was working on gluing miniatures together. So, yeah. I would sometimes get a little distracted because I'm trying to get the glue to set, and I ran out of Citadel brand glue, and I was using another brand, and it's just not as good. Read his message. No, I deleted the message.
And we'll just keep doing it, because I know he's not done.
Because as many times as he has to.
Guys, don't. Jedi, don't. If this keeps up, I'm going to end the stream early regardless of what y'all voted for because I'm not putting up with it tonight.
Good call, Jedi. Speaking of, where did that mythology of Bloody Mary come from? I thought from vampire myths, but that mirrors were considered anti-evil. They were for a time because mirrors, the old way to make mirrors actually involved silver making, and silver was considered sort of a holy element, so that's where that myth sort of comes from. As far as the Bloody Mary urban legend goes, I can't trace the origin back.
Most people think that it comes from Mary, Queen of Scots. Because many say that she was killed wrongfully.
Yep, and then there's also, I don't know, Queen Mary of England was also referred to
as the Bloody Mary, so maybe that's part of it too.
Good. That's one of the problems with any amount of success on YouTube. You're going to get trolls who have to live vicariously by being pains in the neck. It's kind of neat putting silver in mirrors, so you're saying I can be a werewolf to death with one? If it's an old-fashioned, like modern mirrors typically aren't made with silver anymore, but older mirrors were. Where the Queen was referred to as Bloody Mary. Why? After Henry VIII made the Church of England and made England Protestant, he died and his eldest daughter took over. After his son took over for a few years, then he died, then Mary took over, and Mary was a staunch Catholic and married to the King of Spain, so she tried to purge England of all Protestants, which was not a popular move, because when she didn't succeed, and when she died without a child, Queen Elizabeth took back over and made the country Protestant again, so the way English history write it, they didn't like her because, well, she tried to kill them.
I want to say I'm sorry for the quietness tonight, guys. Just tonight went very bad very quickly. I'm very, very frustrated right now.
The silver ally worked for werewolves. It opens a can a priest turn a lake or a cloud into holy water, and then it gets silver. Yes. We don't quite know the exact mechanics of that. I don't think they can go in the Jordan River, though.
Hey Raven, do you believe in ghosts or cryptids? Not in the way you probably think.
But I do know the cure for loneliness is apparently hunting cryptids with the boys. I think Quicksilver was also an old term for Mercury. Quicksilver still is a term for Mercury. Because it looks like melted silver. In the Witcher books, Witcher swords is dipped in silver to kill monsters, if I recall correctly. Yep, they had, at least in the game, they had a silver sword and a steel sword. One for monsters, one for people.
I always thought The Witcher was cool.
Then Witcher world is a pretty good lore right there.
In what way do you believe in cryptics? I believe that I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in the Holy Ghost. I do not believe in the idea that you can still walk the earth as a ghost.
Yep.
I believe that the Bible makes it clear that when you die, there's two destinations, and you end up with one of them.
One might even say a final destination. Raven Lord, what is there many different groups of Christians like Catholic and Baptist and Protestant? There's three typically classifications you have. You have Catholic, Orthodox, and Protestant. And Protestant typically is an umbrella term that describes any denomination that isn't Catholic or Orthodox, though there are some that would argue there's some that aren't technically not Protestant, but still not any of the others. But
isn't there three destinations, purgatory, hell, or heaven?
the Catholics view the concept of there being a purgatory. We do not view there.
Yeah, there's no evidence in the Bible to suggest that there is a purgatory. There is no biblical evidence to suggest it, so we don't. Protestantism does not teach that there is a purgatory. Purgatory is something that Catholics subscribe to. We do not.
Because keep in mind also, Catholics view that the purgatory is basically a place where you go, basically it's like a washroom before you go into heaven. You go there, burn off your sins, and then you jump into heaven.
Right. We don't believe that there is a purgatory. New patch came out, purgatory got removed from the build, so you'll need to restore your save file. That's good. I like that.
Dang, Luther update.
Not the Luther update. Do you believe in God? Yes, I do believe in God. We do believe in God.
Did the idea of purgatory come from Dante?
No, it's existed well before Dante.
But if you read Dante's Inferno, like, it goes into the idea of like how purgatory, you have people that are working their way into heaven.
Does the word raven have any connection to the word ravenous? No, raven is in connection to a bird. Ravenous means hungry. Do you guys like Spawn? Yeah, he's cool.
Particularly in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he's pretty sick. Spawn's cool. Spawn's cool.
I hate clowns. Being voiced by Keith David also always gets you points in my book.
Yep.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but what are the extra
protuberances on the Orthodox cross? You mean the two marks through the cross? On the Orthodox cross, that's what she means.
Oh. There's another one a little lower, so there is an extra meaning to it, but typically I've just used it as like a signifying to say like, hey, we're not the Catholics.
Right, I don't exactly know what they mean myself.
Orthodox is probably the one I'm least familiar with. Keith David and his voice is a treasure. That they are. Solar Caliber, he was ass. Well, he can't be good in everything, man. Take limits. Almost got to destroy. What purgatory like in the Bible? Purgatory is not mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah, purgatory is never mentioned in the Bible.
That's why most Protestant denominations do not believe in the concept of purgatory.
We think it was a creation of the Catholics.
Particularly because like that's one of the Luther's big complaints with the Catholic Church was the concept of selling indulgences, because indulgences weren't like, hey, you're getting out of hell, it's you get out of purgatory faster. Because there were some priests running around saying that, hey, you'll get to go to heaven, but your sins are going to be so great that you're going to have to be burning in purgatory for, a couple thousand years. But if you pay us a little bit of money, we'll take some of the grace and mercy of the saints, put that on your loved one, and still spring them from purgatory and get them into heaven quicker. Which a lot of other priests asked, what's your biblical basis for that? And they said, I made it up. Or they would try and go to something like Maccabees. My family is Catholic. Well, nothing wrong with being Catholic, it's just I'm telling you what the beef was back during Luther's day. Because most Catholic priests nowadays that I know of do not view it the same way, because you even had inquisitors that cracked down on a lot of, like John Tetzel, the guy that Luther condemned against. The Catholic Church put him under house arrest because he was saying crazy stuff.
Do you believe that birthmarks have something to do in reincarnation? No, I don't believe in reincarnation.
I have heard that theory, though.
That is a theory I've heard. Harry, any thoughts on the books Luther allegedly removed from the Bible?
What you're referring to is the Apocrypha. And it was not really removed from the Bible, it was added.
Yep. Because
what happened was Luther pointed out that, hey, a lot of the things the Catholic Church is doing at this time, there's no justification in the biblical canon. And the Catholics said, well, what about these books right here? It's like, well, they aren't in the Bible. So they added them to the Catholic Bible.
And then, Luther also had some bad takes, too. Like, he said that the book of Esther didn't need to be in the Bible.
Yeah, he also wasn't a big fan of the book of James, but he begrudgingly kept it in. So, yeah, he wasn't perfect, but the thing is, the apocryphal books, most Protestant denominations say they're fine to read, but they don't consider them devout. Okay, so do we do Ruth or our Aztec? What do you guys think? Those are the two options that are proposed, because Hannah voted Aztec, and I know that we normally end with Ruth. What do you guys think? Esther sushi. Esther. Got one for Aztec. I don't know, I didn't think you were a big hostile on that one. All right, Ocelotl it is. We'll do it. Money Jack, man. Hannah, you got what you wanted. Rejoice. Ravenlark, what do you think is the most outlandish thing an atheist said about Christianity? That it's the cause of all evil in the world? Yep. I think that's the silliest. Is it just me, or have your lobbies been really try-hard lately? They have been. Raven, did you get my question? If not, it's fine, but if you're good at names, so... I saw your question. I would need to think on it. I don't come up with names that quickly. I vote the American teenager with a trench sweeper. Do you think Nephilim were giants or just men of renown? Could have been both. Could have been both. You never know. And then we got Goliath running around, so we're talking like that classification. Right? Also, you got to consider what classifies as a giant to people of the past who were typically shorter. Like, would we be considered giants? Who consider? How do I fix my sleep schedule? When we fix ours, we'll let you know. Name Barry. This is why we can't have nice things, Barry, you asshole! Do you think we'll ever get a caveman here in the future? No. We'll never get that. When you do your Esther Bible study, you should do a response to Luther's reasoning for wanting it removed.
He wanted it removed because he didn't think it was relevant, because it's one of 2 books in the Bible that doesn't mention God by name. Because he thought, if it doesn't mention God by name, why is it in the Bible? And I can tell him why. I wish Luther were still around. I could tell him exactly why.
Yeah, also, Luther kind of went on an anti-Semitic, because that might have been his German blood speaking there. Ineffable more products of fallen angels sleeping with human women. They're supernaturally powerful and pure evil. A lot of blocking going on. There we go. Finally did.
That makes me sad, because Esther was one of my favorite books in the Bible. It's one of my favorites too. I love the book of Esther.
Yep. Alistair Begg. Great series on it.
I'm still watching it. Atheists look for God and they always see state as a God, because God is power. Yep.
Cause of all evil is pride, specifically Satan's.
But yeah, Esther's a great book of the Bible. Really enjoy it.
Would make a great movie too, but I'm afraid Hollywood would ruin it.
Oh, actually, they did make a movie about Esther.
Yeah, but it wasn't Hollywood doing it, so therefore.
VeggieTales made a movie about it too.
Well, VeggieTales just they're batting 1,000. What can I say? Yeah, they finally we scared them away with our writing talks, and then they
scared who away with our writing talk?
Dimitri, right?
Yeah, I'm sad that they left.
Well, we can rope them in another time. Purgatory was always this weird place in Catholicism. We're taught to pray in order to shorten our time in it, yet it exists as a place beyond our understanding of time. Yep. Never watched the Marsupilami series? I don't know what that is.
VeggieTales Esther was the first VeggieTales I ever saw. It wasn't my first. The first one I ever saw was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
And a bumblebee.
Benny. Shadrach, Meshach, and Benny. Rack Shack and Benny. That's what they call it. So Rack Shack and Benny. That was the first one I ever saw. I saw the Esther one later.
VeggieTales was a bit odd in my eyes. VeggieTales, though, is still fun.
Yeah.
Why did people make so many conspiracy theories about the church? If there's any organization that gets large enough, there's going to be conspiracy theories about it. That's just... Listen, there are conspiracy theories about sheep sales and during the American Revolution in New England. If anything gets large enough, there's going to be a conspiracy theory about it.
Very true.
Goliath was about 6'7" or 6'9". So what you're saying is we could take him.
I thought the Bible called him 9 feet tall.
I'd have to check. He was a big fella, that's what we know. He was corn-fed. Should have stayed still.
Come back here, you running alligator.
Yeah, Jen, I'm kind of similar. Like, we had a lot of VeggieTale VHSs, so I don't know. We also had like those Nest, like New Testament VHSs. Those were good. That was like The Chosen before The Chosen.
Yep.
It's weird. It's like I also like the last time I saw a Nest video was in like 5th grade science class, and it was about Alexander Graham Bell. So I was like, I didn't know they were legally allowed to do anything that wasn't Jesus. My first VeggieTale episode, or at least the one I remember, is the story of Gideon and the fall of Jericho.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Mm-hmm. I love Jonah with the fish slappers. Nineveh.
I also like God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman. Remember that one?
Anything with Larry Boy was golden.
Larry Boy is not the hero we deserve, but it's the hero we need.
Combating the rumor weed.
Rumor weed was so based, man, and then the bad apple too. Oh my God, I love that one.
They could have just said York. They're just pure 90 games. I think some say he was descendant of the Nephilim, or he could have just been a guy with gigantism.
Who will fight?
How do you two keep your sibling relationship strong? What are you talking about? We hate each other.
I despise Lark with a passion.
I hope you get.
We regularly try to kill each other at night. I think it's my turn tonight, by the way, Lark.
Okay, I will bill you accordingly in 3 business days when you just inevitably blow something up.
Very well.
Polytheism is blasphemy.
It is.
Technically, yes. Yes, it is. I think Goliath was at least 6-7 feet tall at most because you're 6 foot for most of history. He would be considered a giant, so I think they overestimate size. It's possible, but yeah, it could be anywhere between 6'7" or 9 foot something. Anyway, he was a big dude and took a rock to the forehead.
Raven, how do I fix my sleep schedule? I couldn't tell you. My own sleep schedule is pretty bad.
You can't see us, but we got dark circles under our eyes because we make poor decisions.
But depending on who you ask, the cause of all evil is capitalism, Christianity. Yeah. Veggie tells us it was the first. Oh wait, I'm reading old ones. I generally cannot tell if he had gigantism. Who knows? Okay, that's it. I got to go to bed. Good night, Zach.
Yep. The important thing is with Goliath is he lost.
Yep, he lost to a kid.
With a stick.
Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks? That's what he asked.
Goliath was 6 cubits in span, so roughly 9'9". Well, the problem is there you said span, and I didn't read span, I read spam, so I'm guessing he got big off of spam. And that kid became king of his whole nation. Yes, he did.
Oh, King David. I want to do a series on him, too.
Then Nathaniel coming in going, so, let me tell you a story that you and Bathsheba. Goliath lost the 1v1 on Rust. Did you hear the slings and rocks they throw can have a stopping power of 44 Magnum? So those things aren't just knocking you out, those things can kill. Oh no, it's not. Slings are definitely deadly.
Oh, slings are deadly.
That's not what's impressive about it. What's impressive about it, like, slings used in warfare typically are used in volley fire. They're meant to basically saturation. You're not using like a bow and arrow where you can expect to aim and accurately hit something. So to be able to use a sling accurately, to hit right in between the eyes, is very impressive. One might even say miraculous.
Well, what was so cool about David's story was when Goliath showed up, he was basically saying, why should we waste time fighting army to army and kill all these people? Let's make this easy. We'll bring out our greatest champion, and you bring out your greatest champion. Let them fight, and whoever wins, clearly their God is superior, and whoever loses will end up being slaves to the other. I'm going to be the champion for the Philistines. Who do you bring out? And the Israelites were scared spitless because this guy was so huge. He was so monstrous that they all hid for 40 days. And finally, David comes along to deliver food for his brothers, and he goes, hey, where's the big battle? What's going on? Sees Goliath, sees him taunting, and basically says, okay, well, who's going to fight him? So you kidding? We can't fight that monster? And David's like, are you kidding? We're the Israelites. We're God's children, and he's mocking our God. We can't stand for this. So he says, I'll fight him if no one else will. And he goes to King Saul and says, I'll fight him. And King Saul says, you're too young. You couldn't possibly face Goliath. Not only is he a giant, he has the best armor and weapons, and he's a trained warrior since he was a child. And David's like, I protected my father's sheep from wolves and bears and lions. I'm not afraid of some Philistine punk. So he goes, all right, well, let me put you in my armor so that you can at least look the part. He puts it on him, and he goes, this stuff won't fit me, and it just holds me back. I'm going to use what I got. So this kid, this shepherd boy, like, he is a child, comes walking out to fight Goliath wearing nothing but his tunic and his sandals, armed with no sword, no spear, just a sling. It had to be the most lopsided fight you've ever seen in your life. That's why Goliath laughed at him, saying, am I a dog that you're throwing sticks at me now? And David says, dude, you can laugh at me if you want, but today God's going to give you into my hands. And he did. See, the point was that it wasn't David's strength or size or power that won the day. It was God's power that won the day. And so that's why that's such a big portion of the story.
Yep. Like David then proceeded to vibe check Goliath, just spinning the stuff. You have failed the vibe check.
You have failed the vibe check.
Can somebody please, like, I don't know if they're, like, how many movies have done David and Goliath, but like when this, like, you have failed the vibe check. The stone hits the forehead. The Taco Bell bong.
Bong. But there's more to David's story than just his battle with Goliath. There's way more to David's story, and I'd love to explore it, because David is a fascinating character. He was a man considered after God's own heart, but he was still very flawed. He still made mistakes that cost him greatly. Hey, Bathsheba. So something to definitely think about. After that, David got all the girls. He did.
And then some.
And then some.
But was that a good decision on his part? No.
No, not all the women he got with were good.
I love when people try to use Solomon and David to defend polygamy. Like, yes, because those were their good decisions.
Those are their best choices.
Kill Cam, what's it say?
Goliath, is that the best your God can much? Your God, bitch, I'm gonna make it fail.
Other than God, who was the best leader in the Bible?
David was a good military leader.
He was definitely a good leader.
Joshua was fantastic. Moses and Joshua were both fantastic leaders. Although Moses constantly went to God for support.
All of them. Samuel was pretty good.
Samuel was a good leader. Deborah was a good judge. She was considered one of the wiser judges.
Mm-hmm. And there's Paul. What is that?
Paul, I would argue, is my favorite apostle. Like, just my favorite. Paul is my favorite apostle.
Occasionally you gotta show up to Peter and go, Peter.
Well, the thing about Peter, I love the line, I'm grateful for Peter, because, like, thank you, Peter, for making this mistake before I do.
Moses trained the Israelites, Joshua conquered the Holy Land.
Well, what I love about, if you read Joshua chapter 1, God straight up tells Joshua, here's what you need to do to be victorious, bro. Go over there and kick their butts. Make sure you're reading my book and my law every day so that you have it memorized. And don't be afraid of anything because I'm with you. Those three things, you remember them, you're going to kick ass, buddy. And Joshua said, all right, Israelites, on me, listen up. This is what God said. I'm going to lay this all out. And what did they say? We got this, Joshua. And so they ran in and they did it. And when they faced Jericho, he didn't go like, oh man, God, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? He said, all right, let's make some plans. Like, he's the kind of guy who just basically said, I'm not afraid, I just need to know what we're doing.
It's just like, what are we gonna do? Well, God said we had to pull out the band section for this one.
Well, keep in mind that when Moses was still around, he sent, what was it, 10 people or 12?
12.
12 people into the promised land to scout it out. 2 of them came back saying that it was awesome and we should go ahead and go in. Joshua was one of those 2.
I forget the other guy's
I forget the other guy's name too, but Joshua was one of those 2. He wasn't afraid. He was not afraid of what the Holy Land had. He was not afraid of the Promised Land.
Yep.
But all the other 10, the other ones, they were shaking. They were like, no, we can't go in there. Are you crazy? There are these giants and we should go back to Egypt.
Like, God was just like, I regret all of you.
Yeah, God was not happy.
Moses had to intervene like this now.
Like, God, hold on, God.
He's like, all right.
Thoughts on John's Gospel being more poetic and such? Oh, I love the Gospel of John. In fact, many people have said that if you want to start reading the Bible, start with the Gospel of John. I have heard that. I would actually argue start with either the Gospel of John, the Genesis book, or the letter to the Romans. Those would be the 3 that I would start with. Mm-hmm. Because the Gospel of John introduces you to the gospel. Romans teaches you about salvation and what it means to be saved. And Genesis introduces you to creation and the introduction of sin, but also God's forgiveness.
Yep.
So those would be the ones that I choose to start with. That's why I'm starting my sermon series on Romans.
Forgive me for sounding like someone from BioShock Infinite, but the allegory of David and Goliath sounds somewhat similar to Washington and his troops fighting off the superior British forces. Well, David and Goliath does sort of also set an archetype of the little guy fighting the big guy and then coming out on top. And so there probably would have been many people even back during the American Revolution that would have made the comparison of the Americans fighting the British as being David and Goliath. Heck, there were probably people making that comparison like, look at the Battle of New Orleans and how Andrew Jackson beat the British, like the David and Goliath. Or the Scots and Robert de Bruce fighting the British.
Stick to activity.
If you go.
That stuff, boy. Stick to activity. You're gonna be alright.
Yes, indeed.
No one remembers those songs.
Very few.
Alright. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight.
First big guy versus bigger guy. World War II.
Yep. Alright. Well, let's take a look at what we got in the heroes section.
What show, movie do you think showed Christianity the best? The Chosen.
The Chosen is probably the one that I recommend. It just kicks so much butt. Oh, and I was asked earlier what I have on Magi. Ooh, that's a good-looking club. I like this one, but that's not bad either.
Yeah, I feel like it. GG, Raven.
GG. Great fighting.
King Kong versus Godzilla wouldn't exist without David and Goliath.
Pretty much.
But you gotta think a lot of things wouldn't exist without David and Goliath.
All right, let me show you guys what I use on Magi. So you're looking. All right, here it is. Here's what I use. I use the Venomous Treachery set, but I don't use that for the shaft. I use the Venomous Treachery heads, but for the shaft I use the Garden of Gold shaft. That is what I use for Team Wa. I could have sworn I made a Magi how to build Team Wa video, but if I did not, I apologize. Let me go ahead and see if I can't get some teal look. One more go. I want to get a teal head so that I can see what the heads are. Yes, we got one. Good. I want to see. All right, let's see what the teal heads look like. All right, the Remnant alternate and the Annihilator alternate. Okay. All right, that tells me what we can aim for. All right. Right now, I have a Remnant, and it looks pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
Very Day of the Dead.
Very Day of the Dead.
Well, the Old Testament is very useful for studying battle tactics and strategy.
The Old Testament is meant to lay the groundwork for the coming of Jesus. In fact, it's very funny. If you read the Old Testament, you'll often see Jesus, if not mentioned, prepared for.
Yes.
Like there's so much in the Old Testament that mimics the coming of Jesus.
Isaiah. But,
good old Isaiah.
Well, the nice thing about the Old Testament, well, the Bible in general, is even non-Christian scholars will use the Old Testament and sometimes the New Testament as historical devices, because they may say like, well, we may not believe this event happened or it happened the way they described, but it does give a window into the culture of the time period, and also a window because there are certain things that they say like we may not know everything, but we can confirm King David. There was a King David who existed.
I've heard many people say that they don't look at the Bible as historical stuff. They don't look at it for history. But because of the miracles in it. And it's true, many people do question the validity of the biblical miracles, but most non-Christian scholars do acknowledge the historical validity of everything else in the Bible.
Yeah.
They just don't believe that it's spiritual. They don't believe that the spiritual aspect is true. And that's fair, I can understand that. But the Bible has been historically proven many times to be accurate. And many people say, well, we don't have any proof. Well, the argument of lack of proof can be debunked pretty quickly, especially when you do enough research and eventually it's discovered. Like people used to say, how could there be a great flood? There was never any great flood. Two things about that. Number one, most religions believe that there was a great flood at some point. And two, we have found evidence of where Noah's Ark may have been located.
Let's see. Who wrote the Old Testament? Multiple
authors.
Both Old and New Testament are divided into books. And after, if you look, like the Old Testament, it used to be, and still technically is like called the Tanakh. And so like you can divide it into multiple different sections. And so there's multiple different authors. Like the Psalms alone have like 4 or 5 different authors.
Which Bible verse do you think is most influential? John 3:16 is, it's the most famous verse of the Bible. Even non-Christians know it. It's the most popular. And it lays out the meaning behind the gospel. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
All right, some British commanders fighting in the Holy Land during World War I used the Old Testament to formulate battle strategies. Hey, sometimes you gotta get back to basics.
Sometimes, man.
Would the mass legends of the Great Flood be some kind of extremely ancient verbal history regarding the melting of glacial highways between continents?
It's
possible.
Possible, yeah.
I've heard multiple theories. I've heard some saying that it was a more local flood in the Middle East, which we definitely have archaeological evidence for. Some argue that it was a full thing, but there's groundwater that were seeded back into the earth afterwards, and we found some groundwater there. Some say it just went away, but there's been multiple theories.
Yep.
Yeah, the massive groove is speculated that that could be the ark, but we're not 100% sure. Because keep in mind, wood's a biological material, so it does degrade over time.
You can never be sure.
Mm-hmm. I always thought the Great Flood was just a local flood that got exaggerated. That's one theory.
That is a theory.
That is one theory. Others would tell you that the flood is entirely metaphorical. It depends on who you talk to.
And there's evidence for many directions.
Yeah, like there's a north direction, there's a south direction. Oh, sure. What are your thoughts on people who believe they will be...
And after, when eternity's done, well, eternity won't be done. Eternity is endless. Oh, guys, how do you like my new Lawbringer look?
Level 20 paladin looking guy.
Guess what I call him?
Norm.
No, Michael.
Ah. Wait, isn't he supposed to have a sword?
Now we do the best we can.
But you do be looking good. We also know that there were many different versions of the Quran before it was officially codified in Saudi Arabia in the 1920s. It was codified in Egypt. That's the most popular Quran today. But yeah, there's numerous different versions of the Quran, and a lot of Western Muslims do not know about that. How if you go over to like North Africa, they go, oh yeah, we know. What's your favorite book of the Bible? Mine is Psalms, Romans, and Acts.
Psalms, Romans, those are good. My favorite book of the Bible, I have 3. Romans, Esther,
John, Acts, and James.
Esther, Romans, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go with John. Yeah.
Johnny boy. I declared bankruptcy.
Here, Ravenlark, why is Islam the only religion that actually encourages killing non-believers?
I don't think so. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the only one.
It's not the only one out there.
I would argue it makes the biggest emphasis, though.
Yeah.
You gotta understand how Islam came about.
Islam. Okay, I'm gonna piss off some people, but here it is. Islam is tribalism made real. It's tribalism made into a religion. Tribalism is basically this idea that there's the inside of the tribe, and then there's the outside of the tribe. If you are with the tribe, if you're in the tribe, you are human. You are whole. You are complete. You are accepted. If you are not in the tribe, you are less than human. You are lesser than an animal. You are to be shunned and hated and despised, and those within the tribe have the right, privilege, and duty to take from those lesser humans to better the tribe. That was the identity that Muhammad created when he built Islam. Take from those outside of the tribe. Now, what is the tribe? Islam. Islam means to submit. You submit to Allah and His Prophet Muhammad. You submit to their will. You submit to what they want. By submitting, you become whole. You become a human. If you do not submit, you are less than human. And until you submit, you cannot become human. And because you're not seen as human, because you're not seen as it's like, do you feel bad when you step on an ant? Do you feel bad when you step on a cockroach? No. So why would you feel bad about killing these people who are even less than that? That's the thing. Until you convert and become Muslim, you're lesser than human in the eyes of Allah. So that's why it's easy to teach in the Quran to kill the infidel. Because why should you care? It's difficult to say that in the Christian text, because in the Christian text we're taught to love our enemy, and to save our enemies, to bring them to Christ, to do what we can for the non-believer. In the Muslim text, if they don't accept, they die. That's all there is to it. Now, you're going to hear a lot of Muslims in the Western world say otherwise, but that's because there are 2 different Qurans that have been created in the modern era.
More than that, actually.
There's more than 2, but you can narrow it down to 2 types. There's the type that is very much old world Muslim, where it's kill the infidel, Allah Akbar, that kind of thing. And then you've got the peaceful, loving acceptance.
Well, even the newer one is still got some shades.
Yeah, for sure. But
it's just, and they'll try and tell you like, oh yeah, you can trust this because it has not one letter has been changed since the time of Muhammad. And then you realize, well, it really wasn't written down until one of the rightly guided caliphs.
The difference from infidel to pagan, in your opinion? A pagan is a person who believes in multiple gods or old world gods of mythological nature. Infidel is a term for a person who does not believe in the God of whatever religion you're holding to. So, for example, to a Muslim, an infidel is anyone who is not a Muslim. To a Christian, an infidel is anyone who is not a Christian. Infidel just means you do not prescribe to a religion. The funny thing is, the Muslims hated pagans even more than they hated Christians and Jews.
Yeah, because Christians and Jews, they would say you can just tax and submit.
They referred to Christians and Jews as the people of the book. And they were the ones that they would offer jizya to. They wouldn't even offer that to pagans. They would just kill pagans. Yeah. Muhammad was pretty shady, I'm not going to lie. Well, considering the fact that he used to be just a simple caravan robber until he claimed that he was possessed by a devil. He claimed that he was being possessed by a demon, but his wife convinced him that it wasn't a demon, it was actually the archangel Gabriel. And so that convinced him that he was actually being visited by an angel, and thus he was meant to bring about this new religion under Allah called Islam, which means to submit. And he started taking over the Middle Eastern world. Now, many people have said if he was such a false guy, why was he so successful? Because you got to consider what he was working with. He appealed very much to baser human nature. He basically said to these people at this time period, I get that you're sinful, I get that you're wrong and that you do a lot of evil things, but don't worry. As long as you kill in the name of Allah, Allah will forgive you and let you into heaven, and you'll be given special permission to do whatever you want. And these people basically said, wait, you're telling me that I can still murder, rape, and pillage, but as long as I say I'm doing it for Allah, I'm good? Sign me up! See, it's a lot easier to get people to work for you and live for you when you say you can still be the dirtbag you've always been, just say that you do it for my God, and we're cool with it. That got a lot of people interested. Because it was basically giving them free permission to live how they saw fit.
For more information, I highly recommend you look up a guy named David Wood.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some good stuff. There's also another good thing, like it's a book, but there's also a short version of it on YouTube. That's by Nabil Qureshi called Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus, about a guy who grew up in a Muslim household and he converted to Christianity, and how he had a lot of things he had to wrestle with.
I want to get some books to study the Crusades more. Y'all got some recommendations? Two recommendations, both written by Raymond Ibrahim. Defenders of the West by Raymond Ibrahim, and Sword and Scimitar by Raymond Ibrahim. Both are excellent history texts on the Crusades. So basically saying Allahu Akbar is justified in their religion. Allahu Akbar means Allah is great, or Allah is greater. And so they proclaim that as their battle cry. Do you think Allah would be cool with that? Allah is a war god at heart. The way Muhammad preached it, Allah wants them to do all this. Allah wants them to be destructive in His name. Because according to the Quran, Allah favors the one who kills the infidel. According to Muhammad, Allah pretended to be peaceful and kind and merciful towards the Jews and Christians so that He could make them weaker, so that when the Muslims came to be, they would be easier to conquer. That was what Muhammad wrote down.
Well, he didn't write it down. He couldn't read.
Well, yeah, he was illiterate. He had other people write for him, but whatever.
It wasn't even really written down. It was that's one of the problems, because there are some people that will actually say we have missing Quran verses because a lot of the people that memorized them got killed in the fighting. So
Islam sounds like an excuse to cause violence and kill without punishment.
That's how some traditions.
Yeah, you said it, not me.
But yeah, like I said, David Wood is an excellent source on this. So is Nabil Qureshi. God rest his soul. But
here's the thing, and I don't want to say this. I've met plenty of people who profess to be Muslim who are very fine people. I do not hate the Muslim. I hate Islam. Because Islam is a faith that I believe adheres and promotes evil. And I think that's the truth. I don't hate a person who claims to be Muslim. I hate the belief itself. Because how can you, I want to say this, but it's hard. People have asked me, how can I know that Christianity is true and Islam is false? Because I believe in a God that loves me so much that he created this world and cares about me and knows my name. He cares about me so much that he sent his son to die on a cross for me so that I could have eternal life. Whereas Muhammad says, well, Allah says, Islam says, you have to kill other people that I've created in my name to win my love. You have to live your life in such a way that you impress me. You have to make me pleased. You have to dance for me. You have to kill for me. You can have everything you want as long as you do what I tell you to do. And to me, that doesn't sound like a God who loves me. That sounds like a God who expects something. Which God do you think is more trustworthy? And you don't even need to be religious to answer that question. Which God do you think is more trustworthy? The one who loves you so much that he gives of himself for you, knows your name, and wants you to be happy? Wants you to live with him forever? Or the one who expects you to kill for him? The one who expects you to die for him? I think that's the ultimate one. God sent his son to die for us. Allah calls you to die for him. Now, it is true in the Gospels it says, blessed is he who martyrs himself in my name. In other words, those who die with my name on their lips, who die defending their faith, will certainly see paradise. But God did not say that that was the tenet of Christianity. God did not say, you had better go out and fight and die for me. He never said that. Allah does. Anyway, I feel like someone heard of the Abrahamic faith and memorized some of it so he could twist it into divine stamping approval of being a vicious warmonger. That's exactly what he did, Sushi. That's it. He basically
He used to actually be mocked by one guy because they called him the ear, because saying like, oh, Muhammad's all ears because he hears everything and then he copies it down.
Well,
and, like, there's a lot of stories like in the Quran and the Hadith that Muhammad apparently said about like Jesus that we know were fanciful stories. Like one's like Jesus made clay birds and brought them to life.
I think my favorite thing to talk about in comparison to Muhammad and Jesus is how they died. That's my favorite thing to look at. When you look at how Jesus died, he knew his death was coming. He actually told his disciples that he would be dead soon. He goes out to the garden to pray alone. But he didn't pray alone. He brought his disciples with him. He was praying to God. He was very distressed. Then along comes Judas and turns him over to the Romans. The Romans take Jesus into custody, and they tell him, and they take him before Pilate, and the Jews demand that he be crucified. Pilate is like, I don't see anything wrong with this man. He says, who are you? Are you really the king of the Jews? Jesus doesn't deny it. He says, the authority I've been given is given by my Father in heaven. You know, he was basically telling him the truth, but he wasn't resisting. He's then tortured, beaten, brutalized, mutilized, spat on. He's dragged off to the cross. Not once does he curse. Not once does he scream. Not once does he throw damnation. He literally says while on the cross, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. He asked God to forgive his enemies. And you know the funniest thing? He's the Son of God. He has an army of angels ready to rush in and save him. He had an army of angels ready to rush in and slaughter the Romans, kill the Pharisees, get him off that cross, and do away with the whole thing. He never pulled that card. He never called that number. He let himself die the most humiliating and painful death imaginable in that time. All for us. And when thinking about his enemies, he said, forgive them. Now let's compare that to Muhammad. Muhammad was invited to the house of a woman whose father and brother and husband he had recently killed. She said that she would like to cook Muhammad and his disciples a meal. She did. She poisoned the lamb. Muhammad didn't notice. One of his disciples noticed, but when he saw Muhammad eat it, he thought, oh, well, it must be okay, and ate it too. Suddenly, Muhammad tasted the poison and said, don't eat it. The lamb has told me it's poisoned. They then seize the woman, but it's too late for the disciple of Muhammad. He dies right there. Muhammad demands to know why she has done this. And she said, well, I wanted to see if you really were a prophet. Because if you really were a prophet, you wouldn't have taken a bite and God would have protected you. But if you were a false prophet, then you would surely eat the lamb and die. Muhammad had her killed, as you do. But he didn't die right away. But for the next several weeks, he could not walk. He had to be dragged by his disciples because he was so weak and in so much pain. He died a long, agonizing, excruciating death. And his last words, do not build a church or a mosque over my gravesite, and hate the Jews and Christians and kill them where you find them. Do not make peace with them. And it's fascinating when you read the differences between the two. The last words of Jesus were to forgive your enemies. Forgive them, Father, they don't know what they're doing. Muhammad's last words, kill the Jews and Christians where you find them. Force them to submit. It's telling. It's telling. And I find it so fascinating that of the two, the one that gets the most hate is Christianity. And I always say, why? Because of the actions of the Crusaders and the Inquisition and the KKK and the Westboro Baptist Church. And I'm like, you don't understand what you're saying. It's just like what Jesus said, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Anyway, I think that sums it up. So Romans and Jews are both responsible for Jesus being crucified. Let me correct that slightly, Atla. Physically speaking, yes, the Jews strong-armed the Romans. Basically what the Pharisees did, the Pharisees hated Jesus. They hated Jesus because he was threatening their way of life. He was threatening their power. So they made Rome do it. They basically went to Pilate, who was the governor for Jerusalem, and they said, Pilate, we want you to execute this guy because we can't crucify anyone without your permission. Pilate said, hold on, let me meet this Jesus guy. And he goes, I don't see anything wrong with him. I'm not going to crucify an innocent man. Then they say, well, if you don't crucify him, you're no friend of Caesar and we'll riot. And Pilate goes, damn it, I cannot have the Jews throwing a riot in Jerusalem. That'll look awful for me and I will get punished by Rome. Tell you what, let me just flog him and then I'll get rid of him, okay? So he flogs him. They said, it's not enough, we want crucifixion. Okay, tell you what, there's a convicted criminal named Barabbas. Who would you rather be released, Barabbas or Jesus? They said, give us Barabbas. Pilate said, release Barabbas. Oh my gosh. He goes, fine, all right. But, so he washes his hands in a basin and says, I wash my hands of him. His blood is on your hands. So the Jews and the Romans took him out and put him on a cross. That is physically what happened. But, we are all responsible. Because Jesus did not go to the cross because of the Jews or the Romans. He went to the cross because of our sin. Jesus died for our sin. That's why I make this very clear. No one should say, the pagans put Jesus on the cross. The non-believers put Jesus on the cross. The Jews put Jesus on the cross. I always say the same thing. He went to the cross for you too. Never think you're better than everyone else just because you're already redeemed. You were just as bad. Pardon me for comparing it to media, but it sounds akin to Castlevania with Lisa begging the townspeople not to kill her, not because she herself was ribbed, because they don't know Dracula.
That's the creators of the show directly referenced. Yeah.
Yep. I wonder what happened to Barabbas. No one knows. I was thinking the same thing. I don't recall ever hearing what became of Barabbas after. We don't know.
I think there's like a movie being made about it.
Yeah. And then 30 years later, the Romans torched Jerusalem for rebelling anyway. Yep. Pretty much.
Yep, and then hatred will come back about a century later and do it again.
What happened to Pilate? He stayed in power for a few more years.
Keep in mind, Pilate was in power in Judea because he was buddy-buddy with, who was after Augustus? Tiberius.
Mm-hmm.
However, after Tiberius left and Claudius took over, not Claudius, Caligula took over, He was no longer a favorite guy.
Yeah, but Pilate apparently thought highly of Jesus. He was shocked when news came to him that Jesus had died on the cross earlier. He thought Jesus was a strong man. I thought he'd last longer. He did not want to kill Jesus. Legitimately, Pilate wanted to avoid killing Jesus. But he didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel terrible now. Is that normal? It's guilt. And the fact is, God went to the cross to forgive. He didn't go to the cross to make you feel guilty. He went to the cross to let you know, hey, I love you, and I'm willing to make this sacrifice. And the best thing is, 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead. He beat death. Sin died with him on that cross, and he left it there. That's what makes the gospel so powerful, and that's why it is the fastest growing and strongest religious movement ever. Now, many people, one thing that Sushi said a second ago is the reason they attack us is because they know that we're easy targets. Yes, because many Christians don't want to fight back. I disagree with that. I think Christians should stand up for their faith. Christians should 100% stand up for their faith. Well, what about turn the other cheek? That is in regard to insults. It's basically saying don't overreact to insults. But God told us to be prepared to defend our faith. Did Caesar know about Jesus?
Caesar died before Jesus was born.
Caesar was no longer a thing when Jesus... He was dead long before Jesus.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar was no longer there.
He died in the BC. All right, well,
I think that's it. We're done. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Great discussion, great time, great talk. Had fun. Sorry that we did 2 For Honor streams in a row, but you know how it is. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Tomorrow, I don't know if we'll stream tomorrow. Might take a break. If we do stream, we'll either do Mass Effect or Dead by Daylight, since that was what was requested. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and we will see you in our next video. Take care.
Have a good one, fellas.